So Decillian and I are the ones proficient. What about...
Or should I do the
You
evil
do-
DM thing and roll it in secret?
No.
No.
Decillian would do it, and I would give him guidance.
Yes. Because it is like a check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is technically a skill streak, yes.
The only thing you need to know about guidance, Adeline, if you don't know it already, is it just takes concentration.
Yeah.
So it'll drop your...
It's
If you
never
have
been-
other concentration spells up, those concentration spells drop.
Actually,
Yes,
I
Desiree?
am. No, I think you should probably do it because I am exhausted.
A lot of people, when we were traveling, remember, a lot of people...
Why is this? There we go.
A lot of people gained exhaustion, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
When we traveled.
Oh, jeez, we
So,
did gain exhaustion.
really pushing it into the night. It's 9 p.m. right now as we're traveling through the gates of Stormbrook.
That would do it.
Is accident is Ruchi showing up?
I don't know.
Or is she like AFK?
Yeah, I'm not sure where she's at. She might show up in a bit, but
Did you just talk with her or something?
nah, I couldn't get a hold of her.
It is what it is. Basically someone has to make the roll.
Decillian, you make it, and I would give you guidance, and that should help with something. Can I help him with it so he has advantage? Because I'm also proficient in...
Yes, if you're proficient in it, he can get advantage and it cancels
So
out
it's a
his
straight
exhaustion
roll.
stat. A straight roll.
Yeah. It's straight
Okay.
roll plus a d4.
Okay, and plus my proficiency. I'm brain farting right now. What do
Basically,
you
you
add
can
for
just click your
proficiency?
so there's a up near the top part of the character sheet. There's something called
Yeah,
proficiency bonus. It should be like +2 or +3.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay,
Or you can
yep,
just straight up
that's
roll a d20 and just see if we're in the ballpark.
fine.
Yeah.
D20 plus a D4.
Yep.
Ah, 18. So 20 in total.
Very nice.
Finally, a good roll.
Yeah.
It's rolled against the guards. Passive, not. It could be rolled against their investigation roll, which is intelligence based. Nothing seems to be alerted by the guard's presence. Before we start, why don't we just talk a little bit? So, unfortunately, Istra has missed 3 sessions, the last 3 sessions now. She had something come up where she has to study or something like that. And the previous session, there was a problem with the job, but she just sounds like she's really busy, like with work a lot, like doing property management and stuff. And the idea is, one idea I had as a DM, and again, I'm just talking with you guys as a table because it's a group decision, is if someone misses 3 of 5 sessions, essentially, they just get demoted to a backup player. What do you guys think?
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, yeah.
Do you guys want me to demote Istra to a backup player? And
That's not my
maybe
call.
search for another player to take her place.
Well,
I trust your judgment.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
You guys
in the
are-
end, I'm
'cause this
leaving it
group
up-
is pretty
up to
awesome.
you.
Yeah, I think the Sunday group is freaking sweet. And so I'd love to... anybody I replace it with has to be kind of the same caliber, really. You know, players that you guys are. You know what I mean? It's just that I don't know if she's going to be able to show up. And, you know, my brother, for instance, gave me the same excuse. So I had to demote him as well.
God damn, you're cold.
There we go.
Well, he said he would be ready back in May or something. So, I mean, he'd be gone for like 6 sessions and so forth. And I'm all about, you know, giving other players opportunities, and finding new players and just having cool new experiences with people and always trying to find good players. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, this campaign has been awesome. So it's definitely a great opportunity to be on this one.
And it's just one of those things where it's just kind of your guys' call too.
Yeah.
And I mean, Adeline is like Istra's IRL friend, I think.
We play another campaign together.
Have you guys been playing together in that campaign? Or has she been missing out as well?
Not. She's been missing a few of those as well. But that campaign, there's technically one campaign, and then I have a secondary campaign that is essentially interconnected one-shots. That's what we play when someone can't make to the main campaign. So
cool. So that's kind of discussed. Does anybody else have anything to discuss before we start the game? Arno's ready to go.
I mean, is there which have you been able to talk with her about, like her recruiting, her stepping out for a bit while she's really busy right now?
Well, it's one of those things where someone always going to miss a session here and there. That's why I always, we have 4 people here because CC's a no-show. It happens. Players it's just the natural course of DMing. You could run the greatest game and then players are just whatever because adults, and commitments and real life and stuff and work schedules and friends, family, etc. There's 1,000 different reasons. And so that's why I get 6 players, because if we miss 2 players, we can still have 4 and really just still play D&D. Kind of like today, right? And that way,
I'm incredibly out of focus.
And it doesn't mean I don't like Istra or I'm just saying how I think of it is she can become a backup player, and I would like to do one-shots more, at least one shot a month, and that gives essentially backup players first choice, and players that because when I interview players, I'll send out a thing for this campaign. I'll get 7 to 10 people applying, and then I have to weed through them through an interview process, as you guys all went through. And sometimes I find more than one. And so it's I'd like to still bring that person on as a backup player and then still do one-shots to essentially try them out before bringing them into a bigger game. That's just kind of how I would like to do it. But I have a lot of things also cooking in the brain. So I just don't know, because like I said, it's just kind of one of those things. If someone's, and also for story consistency for you guys, Istra's been here, but she's not here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it kind of screws up with how coherent do you want the story to be with other players, right?
Yeah.
No, I get that.
So that's kind of it on that part. So what I'll do is I'll just interview other players. Mecha Starfish is another guy that she recommended, but he's just really busy. He works at the university. He's a good RPer, and he does good dress up. And some of the other players, again, their jobs and stuff just get in the way, so I now have to send out an interview invite. But we also don't need it, because you guys are pretty consistent on showing up, but you just never know. It's always good just to have a couple extra players, right, just as backups. You guys want me to talk any more about this, or shall we just move on?
I think we can move on.
Okay, so cool. I think we're ready to start.
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
Okay.
That works too.
I'll just do the recap, unless Dicilian or Arno or Adeline wants to do it.
I need the recap, so
Okay.
I
I'll do it.
will not be doing it.
You guys were, last game you started off in the caves of Hazel Hollow, or the mine, where you guys had slain this large spider beast, which was charming the citizens of Hazel Hollow. Unfortunately, the real terror was your guys' party. Killed almost everyone in the town, to actually get to the beast, just by happenstance and coincidence or whatever, maybe. And then you guys decapitated the beast, gathered some loot in a big loot pile, identified everything, and took off through back to Stormbrook to basically collect on the king's bounty. And on the way there, you guys encountered one of the druids of the Deepwood Forest, where Hazel Hollow is at. It's sort of it's on the coastline within the Deepwood Forest, where the Wood Elves used to live before they fled across the sea when the darkness came and invaded their lands. They fled. But a few remain, including this man, one of the elders of the wood. He saw you as interlopers, and you guys didn't really push it any further, but he left you with a stern warning not to return, as you guys were basically city folk. And you were contaminating the wood. You guys continued, and you guys made it all the way through a long day's travel to the gates of Stormbrook. The ornate gates, really, and the tapestries along the walls of this ancient city. They stand probably 2 stories tall, with ramparts made of stone, mason stone. They have been repaired by the previous invaders, but the castle atop of Stormbrook is mostly in ruin. But it is being rebuilt. But the liberation of Stormbrook only happened about a few weeks ago, going on this is about the 3rd week it was liberated by the forces of the darkness. Lord Ian Parnish, or King Parnish, is now the new Lord or King of Stormbrook. We'll just call him the King so I don't confuse it any more than it needs to be, right? He's the King of Stormbrook, but he's not married. He has no queen. At least not yet. And he used to be the advisor to King Vigil of one of the noble houses before he took over, essentially. And then King Vigil died one day after the city was liberated. He was bedridden and sick, but it's too much to be a coincidence, right? Or so it seems. And you guys have CC basically was hollering on the rooftops, or trying to get spies' attention, and there was talk between her and Istra about whether or not they wanted to go back to their hideout to give Larian, the leader of their mafia called the Scarlet Wolves, their cut. A guard came up to you guys and almost Madison was almost taken away, right? But unfortunately, some of the persuasion and noticing the giant spider head, the decapitated spider head on top of the back of Exodus, who's toting it around, they kind of questioned you and figured out, and you guys pulled out the letter and convinced the guards that it was okay to pass through, and you guys have now made it through the gates of the pretty large city of Stormbrook. It would be considered to be a metropolis at the time. I would probably say a population of about 20,000 people of all different creeds of races. Many refugees came here to this city, just searching and roaming the lands, displaced by the war-torn times. Something in the winds has changed. What do you guys do?
Well, I think it's time for a well-deserved nap before we go ahead to see the king and then take this little girl back to where she needs to be.
Yes, let's go to the tavern, shall we? I will be generous and pay for the rooms again. And I will lead the group back towards the tavern that we stayed in before we left.
Giant's bar.
Yeah, the Giant's bar. And I want to make sure that Cece and Istra come with us, because I want to make sure everything is aligned before
Istra goes,
things. Yeah.
This disguise seemed to fool the guards, but I don't know how much it can hold up.
It will be fine for now. We will deal with it in the morning to get you a more better looking
Are you sure?
image. Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll work on it. Don't worry.
She kind of looks for more of like, maybe I'll make a D20 roll with her.
It's been 3 days, right, since we left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, little Istra, you can go running back to your ladyship, and Cece will come with us. So that way there is sort of a talk and a connection between it afterwards. Yes? Maybe get fed a bit.
I see Ruchi just typed in ADSF. I'm alive. So she'll probably be joining us soon. I will just wait for her to show up. They both go with you to the giant bar. For some reason, I have a little lockup. Sometimes when I'm trying to roll stuff on your D&D, there's just like massive lag. I don't have like great database backup on there, so it's sometimes things get bogged down for whatever reason. It's a shared server. Sorry for the technical stuff. Okay, you guys are walking south to the south part of Stormbrook, near the port of where the giant bar was. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's another bar or tavern in the area that seems to have rooms available.
There's like countless bars and things like especially near the port district, where sailors are always coming in and out of port. It's 9 p.m. and you look upon like the moonlight of the three moons of Isha as they overlook or illuminate the seafront, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see ships just moving in and out of the harbor. The sounds of the bells tolling can be heard. You guys are all pretty beat, though, right? I think everybody here has a stack of exhaustion, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yep.
Arno?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to go to a different bar? Or do you want to go back to the giant bar?
You know what? Let's go to what is one that is close by. As I look around, is the equivalent of a Hampton Inn.
You like look at the like names of some of the bars and inns. I'll put some in here for you. One is called the Shaking Panther Bar. The Smooth Demon.
Ooh, I like that name. That name sounds interesting.
Here, I'll put them in our Discord here. Smooth
Right.
Demon.
I look around. All right. Would you guys rather do the Shaking Panther or Smooth Demon?
The Righteous Queen.
The Righteous Queen, or head back and go to the giant ball. The giant ball's a bit of a line. I wouldn't mind sleeping now rather than later. But
I really don't care. Anywhere where it has a nice bed.
Shaking
Madeline comes
Panther
up to you. I guess you've been carrying her all day, right, Dicillion? She's like, I thought you were taking me to your friend outside of town.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Shit.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's just when I have to stay here for the night.
She looks like she could use a bath.
Mm-hmm.
She's been stuck in the
You'll see.
caves, being tormented by God knows what. Cocooned.
which of these taverns seemed the nicest?
Do you want to go into one of them?
Yeah, I'll walk into the one that's closest to us.
The Righteous Queen?
Yeah, I'll walk into the Righteous Queen.
It has like
I would
the
totally-
symbol of like a crown, like over a drunken lady. You know,
Mhm.
it's some like sailor's way to like scoff at the nobility, some way. You look closely at it, and it appears like something's written in Orcish. Like
Not
someone
that
got up and like scratched something in there, like whittled something into the wood sign. It just hasn't been replaced yet. Do you read Orcish?
No, I turned to Arno. Arno, do you read Orcish?
No. Yeah, I don't exactly read Orcish.
Hmm.
I got Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Gnomish under my belt. Not Orcish.
That sounds very similar to mine, except instead of gnomish, I speak primordial. But that's besides the point. Decillion and Accident, do you guys speak Orcish by any chance?
Nope.
Oh,
Sounds good. Then we're going to be avoiding this one, and I go walking over to.
what's the problem with this one?
Eh,
it has the wrong vibe. How about that? And I walk over to the next closest one, which I am assuming is the smooth demon.
It has like, what would a smooth demon look like? Maybe something a little bit more like with like style of CC, right? Like some smooth looking like tiefling, maybe with his hat tipped over, right?
Yeah.
It would be like a male, right?
Yeah.
Not so
Probably.
much like so sailor themed, right?
No, it's like a smooth operator a la Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Smooth criminal
But
type
tiefling.
style, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
I like the look of that.
We'll say the bar owner is actually a tiefling as well. Skin
Makes sense.
is blue and so forth. I will describe the bar though. The air inside the bar is heavy with acrid pipe smoke and stale alcohol, and it mingles in your nostrils with the body odor of a myriad patrons. The dim light cast by dingy pairs of oil lamps, a slowly dying fire in the hearth, obscures stains of every hue imaginable. The bartender's eyes you as you enter, puffing on a heavy wooden pipe carved to resemble a serpentine dragon, before returning to the glass that they are cleaning with a dirty rag. The bar is stocked floor to ceiling with bottles of liquor, both mundane and otherwise. The dust caking the bottles indicates some have been here for years, if not decades. The patrons assembled here resemble the venue, worn, standoffish, and coated in a layer of grime. What do you guys do?
So I took a wrong turn, and I will walk back out the door and push everyone out with me.
I will grab Adeline.
What the heck?
No, we've already looked at 2 taverns.
There's another one down the street.
I think the giant bar was good enough.
We're either going with that
Let's go to
one.
the fucking giant barn.
Fine, we'll take the 30-minute walk to go to the giant ball. I was just trying to be efficient. And we'll
Like
walk
CC.
towards the giant
I'm
ball.
just fucking tired.
Yes.
I'm an old man. I don't stay up this late.
Yes. So it's another like 30, 45 minutes to get to the giant ball. And that's assuming they have rooms open.
Meh.
If they have a bed, that is all they need.
Some of us have higher standards than others, but that is fine. Towards the giant ball we go.
You guys maybe
And
walk. I want to say you're kind of already down by the dock area, right? So it's
Yeah.
only actually like a 5-minute walk or something to the giant bar, right?
Okay.
I guess.
But it seems like for Adeline, it seems like an eternity, I suppose, right?
Exactly. It was
Your feet are sore, like you've hiked almost all day. Arno, you don't move at the speed of a human, so I mean, this is some tough work, tough leg work, even for your tiny little feet. And they're sore. You guys make it to the giant bar, and what's her name? Gwendolyn? I'm sorry, Gwyn, I think is what I call her. Gwynmil Rotterdeck, the female dwarf, is there. The giant bar, unfortunately, is similar, maybe a little less grimy than the description I gave before, but still, like, a couple drunken sailors, like, bump into you on the way out. What do you guys do?
I walk up to Gwen behind the ball. Gwen, darling, how have you been? We're back and we haven't died. So,
I've been great. I'm glad to see you didn't die. Did you go to the arena and fight?
no, we went to somewhere else and fought something even worse. And it's great, and I'll tell you all the story about it later. How many rooms do you have available?
Oh, for you, last remember you paid me.
I did.
Already, I believe. I think you still have a couple of days left on your tab.
I just wanted to make sure they were still available.
Of course. You still have the keys to the room, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I do still have the keys to the room. Yeah.
You've been traveling all day. Here, have a beer to
Yes.
settle and calm your nerves down. Maybe get your memory back. Istra goes to Cece, though, and says, I don't like the feeling of this. I think we should go see Alarion before anyone finds out we haven't given her a cut, what does CC do? So welcome to the game. It is
you.
about
It is.
9:30.
PM.
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then
9:22.
In that case, CC's like, right. I think we should have a good night's rest, and then we can figure it out tomorrow. Because we are tired, darling. I am tired. I need my rest. Okay. We see her tomorrow. Okay.
Istra seems like a little uneasy. She her eyes dart around the bar a little bit, and she's like, "Okay."
As an aside, I'm going to speak in Dwarvish to the bartender and say, has that Colton fellow been around recently?
I can't say so, lad.
Why not?
I don't know. He's probably out
Fair
hunting
enough.
bounties down.
Very good. I don't have any coins, so that's it. Yeah.
You guys all have the keys to the room. Do you guys go to bed tonight
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and get a good night's sleep? Do you guys want me just to add some time to it? Or are we doing anything else for the evening?
Yes. I will go up and knock on the door that Decillian's in.
Yeah, me and Exton are sharing the same room.
Yes. I knock on the door real quick.
Mm-hmm. I open up. Hey, what's up?
Decillian! I was hoping I can talk with you, just, one-on-one. It'll take about 5 minutes.
Sure. I kind of look back at Exton, probably laying in bed at this point. Just gonna slowly close the door, keep it unlocked. Yeah, what's up?
I'm also assuming that Madison's in your room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
sleeping
It's like-
between his
And I
legs.
kind of point towards my room again. It's like, just for some privacy. And I blink him into my room and I close the door behind us. I talked with everyone else and I just wanted to make sure you are aware. We are friends, are we not?
I would like to think so.
Well, interests are the same. We've collaborated, we trust in fate to pass out the blame and all that. So, I just want to make sure you're aware that sometimes people need to fabricate the facts behind the scenes, and that can justify the means. Because you see, history is the story told by the winners of the fight and those who survive. So I want to make sure you are aware exactly what happened in those caves. You see what happened, Decillian, and I'm sure you remember this as I pull up the minor illusion to something, is that we came across in
Madison
the village-
begins snoring.
Yeah. There's the village that has been overtaken by a terrible creature who is manipulating everyone and everything, and so forth. They were mutating the people. They were no longer peoples. They were hideous beasts that were no longer even sentient beings anymore. In fact, it was more of a mercy that they unfortunately perished when we killed the monster that was controlling them. And all
Well,
that.
The thing is, you really don't have to kind of talk to me that way.
I just wanted to make sure that you remember.
I
story.
no. The thing is, I am a most believer in truth, but as well at the same time, I feel like things can be mistaken, and sometimes it is a genuine problem that we had. It's like, how could we know any better what happened that day? We didn't know. We didn't know until we got to see the spider.
Exactly.
So
And
I
after
get it
all,
for the safety of us and the safety of our ignorance, and for the possibly safety of others. It's probably best to keep this a bit hush hush.
After all, it is the truth. If it's officially the story, and who tells the stories?
Well,
But
you mean you could?
us.
I mean, you can keep it that way, but you probably would already know how I fall in line to that. But I don't
Which
want
is
any harm
fine.
to done with you guys.
Exactly. So just let me be the speaker. You okay?
My maybe
friend?
somebody else, but we can keep it that
Who
storyline.
else? Who else do you think? Cece or Istra, who's a legitimate criminal? Arnold, who every other word is
CC's
talking
good with
about.
CC's good with his words.
Cece is in the mafia and is against the crown.
I mean, but at the same time, she doesn't like talk to somebody in her head as well. Kind of.
To someone in my head. I have legitimate friends among all of you. You don't need to worry about that. Accident who can't communicate for the life of him. Arno, who, as much as he's steel and wonderful, is very clearly trying to bring his wife back to life through very illegal means.
I mean, I kind of respect it.
Yes, exactly. It's respectable. But also, maybe not the best person to be talking to. Nobility.
I don't know. I mean, it's finding your best ways just to get through them. It doesn't matter. I mean, don't you have some sort of like? I mean, looking at you, it seems like you're a bit nobility.
I have some things going on, which is the reason why I know how to talk to them. There's a certain method of going about it.
I mean, I guess there's a point you have there then. But I mean, anybody can have a way of talking. It's just how do you find it? So I mean, even though you say that all these people have their issues, I feel like they can have some sort of ability to do it.
Yes. And everyone has an ability that they're great at. I just happen to be a great storyteller. Decillion, you're a great man with wonderful morals and seems to be very strong in very specific things. You have your strengths and I have my strengths. And I think this is always the case in which when you have someone who's so good at something, let them do their job. After all, what's the harm in that?
Yeah, it's very true. So I also think you'd be really good at giving Madison a bath too, if you can. She probably needs it.
I'll give her a bath in the morning.
Well, but no, I get it. But I'm really freaking tired. Like,
Yes,
it's bedtime.
Go to sleep. Have your rest. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning too.
Does anybody else want to do anything before we go to sleep?
Yeah, I'm
Cece?
good.
Arno? You guys want to wake up at 8 a.m.?
9.
9 a.m.?
Whenever we can comfortably get in a full long rest.
Exactly.
Everybody rolls a d8.
Oh,
boy.
what? Uh-oh. We're dead.
Maybe.
Oh, shoot. 7.
3.
You add that to your temp HP
Hey.
as you're fully rested in the inn.
And we automatically recover 1 level of exhaustion.
That is correct.
Ba-da.
You guys make your way down to the inn, to the tavern, basically, where they're serving up breakfast. Sailors are already starting to leave in and out. The port is bustling with trade of
Still got our
traffic,
giant head.
cargo, and everything. Over the bar is something written in giant lettering. Not only giant lettering, but it's also written in like a dwarven script. Does anybody speak giant?
No.
I can
You
read
guys
the
are all
script.
downstairs. You guys have had your breakfast. What is Exodus eating for breakfast?
I mean, I haven't gotten my coin yet, so I can't buy anything right now.
Well, it's on basically Adeline's tab.
Oh, okay. I would be ordering probably some ham or some large amount of meat.
Big old drumstick in the morning, huh? What about Arno? What is
Yeah.
Arno eating for breakfast?
I'm acting under the assumption since their drink menu was literally just ale, they only have one thing for breakfast. So whatever is the one thing he is eating.
Ale and water. That's probably all their beverages. They don't really have like fresh squeezed orange juice or even apple
I have
juice.
no doubt. I have no doubt they have like one food item in the morning, and that's it. So whatever's available, he's just getting.
Okay.
Toast and eggs.
What do you guys do?
Meat if you want it.
It is 8 a.m. in the morning.
Finally, some
Well-
good rest.
Madeline, I assume, has already taken a bath with Adeline, correct? Like at
Yes,
7
we
a.m.?
come down.
She's cleaned up?
I use shape water to help clean out everything and all that stuff.
Oh, before we go downstairs, let's retcon just a smidge.
Uh-oh.
Adeline goes back to her room
I do.
at night after she leaves with Dicilian.
That I do.
Who are you sleeping with? Anyone?
I got a private room.
By yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sleep in your bottle at all, or you're just trying to recover it all?
I have to be in a long rest before I can go back into the bottle.
Okay. You stare into the bottle. Something strange, swirls of water, like mercury, flow within it. Does it have any runes on it?
There is some writing on it, especially around the stopper of the bottle. Sort of like a ornate looking spherical layout thing in which there's this glass ball almost like in it. And then there's this sort of metal cage that goes around it that sort of connects it to the chain. And there is this small openings and cracks in different areas that the smoke sort of falls out of.
Like one of those things almost like used in the Catholic Church.
Yes, very much like that.
Steam emanates from the strange liquid, almost, right? Evaporates
Yes,
into
exactly.
the air. Nothing to obscure vision, but just more like an ornamentation. Strange wind blows in the room.
Hello,
do anything?
Enos. I told you I'd be walking on it.
You guys, let's go back. We're all downstairs eating, and what do you guys do for the day?
I'm gonna look over to Cece.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think's a good time as any. Let's go ahead and separate the coin.
Good. Yes, of course.
You guys are going to just start cutting money in front of the bar.
No.
No.
No, you go up to a fucking room for that.
Yeah, probably one of the rooms we have.
When Accident says it's like, we would do that after we finish eating. How
Although,
about...
of note, we should probably try to get paid by the king too
We would do that.
at some point today.
Yes, exactly. We would do that after this. I'm eating.
All right.
We'll go up
I-
to, let's say,
And I'm sure we have
Exodus room.
to.
Oh, something.
I'm sure we also have to go visit the Thieves Guilds at one point today as well.
yes, we'll do that.
And then
I explicitly want the coin divvied before we go to the Thieves Guild.
Yes.
And we also need, like I always mention that Madeline too, but I would presume after the king.
Yeah, so then we go to also have to do medicine. So how about this, Odo? We eat, we talk about what we found in the caves and divvy it up as seen fit. Probably upstairs in one of our rooms. Then we go to the king. We solve the issue. We present our bounty. We get said bounty, maybe get a little attention with that's necessary, some fame, some
Another ale!
that.
sailor
And
says.
then afterwards, when that's all settled and stuff, some of us will go take Madison to Cillian's childhood training camp, and the rest of us will go to CC's boss and take care of that. Yeah. Or we can always do all those things together if we want to keep ourselves together. Any objections?
How are we splitting up the loot?
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of talk out of character with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so out of character, like
How much gold did we get?
We don't have to act everything out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
So
We should genuinely like what do we
Yeah.
actually have?
One.
Yeah.
190 gold. Hold on
Three.
1 second. I will. copy
190 gold, 2,400
silver and
410.
4,100 copper.
Yeah.
I no
Um,
longer have the issue of needing a pearl, so I'm good with whatever you receive. The
Okay.
only, I just need to acquire as many scrolls as I can. But I will admit that's my goal in going to the king is
Mhm.
hopefully he has some form of arcane library. If he
yes.
does, hooray. If he doesn't, damn it, I'm gonna have to buy them.
How much
Well,
money
then-
do you need to give back?
To
The guild? I mean,
um,
not the guild. What the?
what was it? It was like
Technically, no.
I mean, I think she gave Adeline 200 gold, right? Was
Something
it?
like that. I think it was
I mean,
200.
it wasn't technically a loan. It was hush money.
Yeah, but they want you to pay it back.
They want you to pay it back.
They want
Yeah.
CC to pay back.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
saying.
not
CC
that.
CC and Istra needs to pay
But-
back.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking is that even if we gave them all the gold, it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Was there
So-
Actually,
Well, here's
we still have
another
that.
question. Are we splitting things up by 5 or by 6?
that too, and also with
That is true.
well, one.
I could say CC's
can-
and Istra's money can be together.
Okay, so it's by 6, but CC and Istra combined.
And are they going to try to deceive us?
Well, we can. I was thinking, like, what's it called? A good chunk of Istra's money would have to probably go back to paying the guild back, right? Because, like, I mean, CC was basically saying like it was Istra's responsibility from the get go,
Who's-
and on the contract, it was also Istra was the one who signed it.
Istra whispers, "What about Thomas?"
Oh shit! I forgot about Thomas.
Oh
Ah,
yeah,
he
that
died.
dude. So like,
I forgot the whole reason we were doing this was to get an audience with the king, and
Yeah,
then
wait,
kill his
so-
ass.
so we're already
something.
able to get we're already able to get an audience with the king.
He
and
whispers,
then,
just like, "Why do we need to kill the king?"
Something.
Do we not want to put your brother back onto the throne?
Oh,
Was that not what we
You
were
know-
doing?
He was
Just,
always-
like,
Yeah,
shove
like-
There
your
was there was
power?
no plan of killing.
yeah. it
I don't
was-
know. Something.
I disagree.
Overthrow
You're-
king.
that's just your murder hobo instincts, Arno.
I mean,
let's see.
I thought we were doing something to like something get the king out of power.
Well,
if we,
we
don't
were-
pay
Yeah.
if we
I-
don't pay Ilarion, then we won't be able to free Thomas. Anyways,
Oh, so that's
didn't-
why.
So,
Didn't we want to get like some like high authority to like start it off,
Oh yeah.
like talk to nobles?
Oh yeah, weren't we trying to talk to aristocrats or whatever that will like kind of like pay for the cause kind of thing?
Maybe
I
we
think
can
so.
find somebody there, possibly.
Do we still even have the job poster for this?
We do. I have it.
Yeah.
Does
I
it
wrote
actually
down.
list a reward?
No,
It
not
says
has
high
no-
reward.
no listed
Okay, that's-
reward,
that's-
essentially.
That's risky, but
That's a
ideally we can get quite a bit of gold from that. Ideally.
Yeah, but then also we can't take Istra to go see
No,
the
we
king.
can't.
We can't.
We cannot. That would be a death
Well,
sentence for
Yeah,
Istra.
but she can stay here with Madison, so
Yeah.
obviously we don't have to worry about guards taking her.
Yeah, but then does that mean they're only gonna give us a reward for 5 people instead of 6? Because we're gonna pretend it just doesn't exist.
Well,
We
wouldn't
could
you-
say
Mhm.
one of them
front of the king, I
is
mean?
injured. We could say one of ours is injured and had to stay behind, could not walk here. We had to carry them back.
Got you. And then okay.
Which is kind of a half truth. They're not injured, they just can't come.
Yeah.
So
We-
I think
we
the
can
first
make-
order is, how are you guys splitting up the gold?
I am
is
doing
true.
the math now.
Yep, just type it out in Discord when you finish. So everybody kind of knows their share and then can add it to their sheet.
Fuck. I got. Man.
Okay, everyone gets 31 gold, 400 silver pieces.
How many silver pieces?
You guys have
400.
finished eating breakfast, you head back up into the room and start
400?
divvying up the loot.
Yes. And 683 copper.
Damn.
Stacy, for the sake of not pissing you off, you get the extra remaining that can't get divvied up. So that's an extra 2 copper and extra 4 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
Write
Boy,
that out
scam.
for us.
Can you write that in the Sunday chat log?
Yes,
Yeah, 'cause
I
it's-
am.
Yes.
yeah.
that would be
Much
great.
easier to.
Everyone gets.
Finally, Exodus is no longer flat broke.
pieces.
Yeah.
100,
What about you,
Actually, forgot I
Dexelian? Were you
love
flat
silver.
broke as well?
683 copper pieces.
I had a bit of money.
And Exodus, you think about the fighting pits. And about how there was 100 gold pieces to go to the fighting pits if you wanted to.
Hey, I'm still down for that. To be honest, I'm feeling myself. I'm ready to
Oh,
touch
wait.
people.
31, 400, 683.
We still have the pouch, Adeline's pouch.
No, I added that back in
Oh, okay.
because we didn't need to give it to the.
I gotcha.
No bribes were given.
No.
No.
Well, that was to convince the people we saved that there wasn't anything, that was all that there was. That way we could keep the rest
Okay.
of the treasure.
Are you guys
And
doing
then,
anything else before we leave and go where?
Yeah, so with the rest of like the loot, did you guys want to like sell that off, or and then Adeline still has like the
We
mirror
should
set?
definitely be selling the armors, weapons, and stuff that we don't need per se.
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
could
don't we
be
have like
used.
excess stuff?
Yeah,
We
we have,
We
have- we have excess
stuff.
items that we should
Yeah.
totally be selling. But I think that
Um,
should definitely come after the king because we still have a giant head we're lugging around.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
The head was
And
put in the
ideally, we
stables,
wanna-
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
was
want to
it?
get.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally,
Yeah,
we
you're not
want to
gonna
get
carry that
rid of
into the
that
end.
head.
Okay.
Gives a good chance to get an audience if we show that.
Good news is that head hopefully will help bump up the amount of coin we get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's proof of
Hopefully.
kill.
And also another thing is like, you know, we kind of made it seem as if it'll take a while to like, you know, get all the money that will be needed for the guild and stuff like that. So it might also not be the case where we have to pay it all back all at once. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like we can pay like maybe a certain amount, like 50 gold now, and then you know
Yeah.
later we get 50 gold. You know what I mean? Like it could be like
Yeah, yeah.
installments maybe. That's like an idea as well.
Make an
I
insight
never
roll,
think-
CC.
What?
Make an insight roll.
Aw,
You want to do in
doing
some
this to
installments
me?
with the mob leader?
Well, no, okay. Well, it's more like so she really was expecting us to be able to pay everything back after one.
Just make an insight
Chris?
roll.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think of like, I mean, you wanted to play the mob guy, so it's like you have to use the inspiration from Tony Soprano.
Oh shit, that's not good.
Well, probably not high enough, really. It's probably like
Yeah.
maybe, I guess, higher level DC. I mean, like, Alarian can be easily angered.
Okay. Well.
Don't forget that 10 silver is 1 gold and 10 copper is 1 silver. Just if that helps you.
Yeah.
Where are we going, guys?
We are going to the stables to, well, we save for Istra, who is staying behind with the kid.
Istra stays behind with Well, do you want Istra to take Madison to this friend of yours, Dicillion?
Well, she doesn't know where it is.
She asked you for directions.
That could work.
That's well, no, that's asking for the child to be taken by slavos and Istra to be discovered for being Istra.
What I'm worried about is having one person going out through the forest, possibly alone.
Yeah,
for an
potato,
hour's travel.
potato.
Shadow Istra will eat the child. I mean, no offense, Istra, but there was a couple moments in which she seemed very bitey.
And especially when she's trying to just kind of hide as well.
Well, thank you, Dicillion. Last night you helped quench my thirst, so I was able to stave off my hunger for now. But I can take the child if you need me to.
Potato, potato.
Does it mean it's your choice?
Before we do that, I do want to mention, Istrad, the other day you kind of seemed a little bit how do I say it? It was like you wanted me to be one of your brethren, and I just wanted to say,
Shh! We're not supposed to say that out loud.
Well, wait. They already know that you had these.
Are you going to take the blood kiss eventually?
No. I have things I need to do as a human, darling. There are things I cannot do if I cannot be like, there's a reason why I have not already,
Right.
It's one of those things where when we take an oath with the wolves, it's an oath for life.
Yeah, darling, I have other things I need to do in life, darling, okay?
Like what?
All of the things that I want to do, I'm going to be limited if, I'm going to be having to hunt for blood every single day. And,
it's not so bad.
Maybe for you, but it is for me. And also, the child, do not turn her. Understand? While we're gone, do not turn her. That's not your job.
I don't think I have the power to do that. Only Ilarion does.
I don't know how you guys work, but don't do it.
Okay. Sure thing, boss.
Well, I can trust you. Go to southeast of Stormbrook to the small town called Medi. You'll meet named Helig Grenton.
Type it in Discord.
Yeah.
Helig? Grentor?
Yeah.
What does he look like?
He's an elf.
Is he a monk like you?
Yeah, he's wearing the same garb as I am.
Is he your master?
He was my teacher. Yeah.
Okay. I thought they destroyed all the temples in the invasions.
Yeah, well, it's called the Temple of the Lost for a reason.
Why did the orcs let it survive the invasion?
They assumed that it was like another destroyed piece of architecture, but in reality, it was a place for people who didn't have much, but tried the best to get out of it.
Okay. I'll go. And she takes Madison and leaves. Are we doing anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna disguise her before she leaves. I'm gonna disguise both of them.
I mean, yeah.
With the disguise kit.
Okay, roll it up. With advantage, right? Because
Yes.
Dicillion is helping disguise both of them up in the rooms before they leave. So who's making the roll?
I will.
Okay, with advantage because Dicillion is helping.
You want? Can you guide yourself?
I don't know, can I?
Yeah, you did before.
Okay. I don't know how to.
This is for Madison as the first roll. That's
Yes.
okay, just roll some d20s. You got the roll with advantage, so you roll 2d20.
Yeah.
The lag is pretty horrendous. There's a 15.
Lag is
16.
Happens from time
With
to
the
time.
Scala's dice set.
Yeah. Plus 4 from
Nice.
guidance.
So that's the
Plus
first one, so
2,
20. Over 20.
22.
So Madison as well as Guys now we're rolling for Istra.
Okay.
I guess it's like something you can see. I was thinking about it. Like if you can see, like you can see the roll too. So it's not something secret.
17 is with advantage.
Plus D4.
Plus
They're
a
both
D4,
well disguised, and
19 plus 2. Yeah.
they're both well disguised, and they take off. Where are we going, guys? Exit in. Your gold pouch is full, and what do you guys do?
We're going to the stables to pick up the head to go to the king.
I'm thinking we should go to the Thieves Guild first to make a plan with Thomas Vigil.
Okay, so
We
Thieves
still
Guild.
care about Thomas Vigil?
Well, yes.
I guess we do.
Fuck. Damn, I was kind of hoping we didn't.
Well, I mean,
so then-
one of them is kind of their brother, and on top of that, the other one's kind of being pressured by their boss and trying to get political intrigue. It's kind of a
So-
big deal.
It's 8:30 in the morning. You guys have several things you can do. One is you guys can go see the king. You can go to the fighting pits.
I won't deny, I would just adore getting the money from the king, because we want to do that soon rather than
And then-
later, because
Or you can go
eventually
see
that
Valerian.
head will rot.
And
Yes,
then somebody could also take the credit too.
Exactly. So we need to go to the stables, pick up the head, go to the king.
And I would love to go. I would love to go shopping too, but
And then
more money,
after
more things we
that-
can do. And
After that, we'll go shopping, and then we'll go see Cece's boss.
Yeah. So Cece, now that Istra is gone, Cece's going to look around the group and be like, "So there is something I need to talk to you guys about before if we do go to Ilarion. I'm sure you guys have noticed,
You mean the whole teeth and...
so the teeth and the whole, Istra wanting to suck your blood thing,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean,
mhm,
I
mhm.
feel like there is nothing really that you can hide there, but
No, especially after we met your boss.
yes. So what I'm trying to say is, I do not want to be one of the blood-sucky raras. Okay, that is not in the plan. If for whatever reason, I'm just saying something. Considering last time, I got punched and almost, whatever. If something happens and it kind of goes down a route where you can tell that she is trying to turn me into bloodsucking rara, please stop her. Yeah.
I can certainly try, but...
I think you're severely overestimating our capabilities.
Probably.
I get the feeling that she's gonna want to do it to you eventually, one way or another.
Yeah.
So do you
Like
have a
eventually,
contract
you're
with your boss?
probably gonna have to, get rid of that contract at some point.
So do I even have a contract with the Thieves Guild at all? Like, how did that work?
Did you?
It's kind of like one of those things where you cut your wrists, and you burn an
Bravo.
effigy saying of some god, by the windowsill, and you're basically
What?
you're
It's a blood pact.
It's like sealed. This type of thing is like sealed in blood, and if you betray the Thieves Guild, you say your soul's forever tormented, that your soul rots in hell if you ever betray them, or in the abyss. Yeah.
So would it be betraying if I don't want to turn into a vampire?
Quite possible.
Probably.
depends who's
I mean,
in
it's one of
charge.
those things where when the
Get
boss
fucked.
says to do something, you got to do it, especially as a made guy or gal.
Man,
It would
does
be
that
like
mean
if
I'm a
Cece was the boss of
vampire?
the Thieves Guild and somebody just disobeys you. I mean, that's
Well, we could
intolerable.
always we could break your contract with it. And no offense, Cece, but honestly, death
That's
and
how the
hell,
mafia works, guys.
totally overrated. You can deal with it. Hell, Anna could just bring you back.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I need to be able to have
It'll take
flex-
me a while.
Guards,
No,
CC,
I can
are not
eventually
to
do
be
it
feared.
properly, but like I'll need to like get there first. I've yet to hit that place in my research.
Also, quickly, CC, guards are not something to be feared. You can handle it. They're nothing. I've seen them bleed. They're no gods. They're just
God's where?
powerful. Exactly.
The lamp
What?
vibrates a little
Exactly.
bit when you say there's no gods.
Exactly. So fuck you.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
But I do know Ilarion is quite strong, so I don't know. But I just wanted you all to know that if possible, I would not like to be one of them because
Oh, I can actually learn that. I'll be damned.
I do think it is quite limiting to be to have to suck blood all the time, you know.
Oh, I can't actually learn generic raised dead. It seems I was incorrect.
Where do you guys
No.
want to go?
To the stables to pick up the head.
Are we picking up the
Into
head
the
exit
king.
in, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I'll go pick up the head.
It's quite a sight, you know, to walk around the city with this giant spider head. Something like
Hence
monstrous.
why we go
Hey,
right,
that's their problem. It's not mine.
You know,
hence
the-
why we go straight to the castle.
all the peasants and so forth, like as you're walking through the town, they'll like gasp like in secrecy. They don't like even want to look you like directly in the eye. You know, something so ghastly just being toted around. You guys going to the king's place or what?
Yeah. So
Yep.
okay, so
Yep.
we're going to the King's. All right, cool.
Let's go to the castle.
You guys walk on up to the castle. On the northeast side of Stormbrook, up in the hill, like across the moat. Once the castle's walls did battle with catapult stone, boulders flung by giants or perhaps sundering spells. Once they stood guard as history was made. Now they're under siege by ivy and have surrendered to time. You are reflecting on their quiet beauty when a flock of pigeons noisily flaps into the air from somewhere beyond the wall. So, like, basically what's happened, Arno, is when the forces of the darkness took over, the orcs, of course, and the monsters of the darkness destroyed the castle. The orcs never rebuilt it.
Yeah.
But you hear the clanging of masonry. Stone is being hauled up into the castle once again. It's rough, but it is being repaired, brick by brick. And those experienced with crafting have been summoned by the king. You approach a shattered, basically, wall up through the mountain. I'm going to say up through like the shoreline mountain rift where the castle stands overlooking the city of Stormbrook. And there's guards, posted still. They're the few remaining fighting men left after the last war. Under the kings. They wear the king's colors. Halt! What business do you have? What the fuck is that? Another guard points to Exodus' back.
Why? And I pull out the missive that describes the mission. It's like, why we killed the beast that was stopping the innovation and the progress that the king so desperately wanted.
You guys are a bunch of psychopaths then, huh? You slayed that fucking thing?
Exactly.
Holy
We
shit.
are grand adventurers, are we not?
By the grace of Comies, how the fuck did you do that?
Skill. That's how.
Yeah. Skill?
Fantastic.
He looks to
Also
see if you have a
good luck.
weapon on you, like any sword or anything like that. Do you have any
I'll
weapons
just
on you?
let them.
I have a single dagger left because I keep giving my weapons to everyone else.
You slayed it with that thing? He points to the dagger.
No.
I'm sure he's the one who
Yes.
fucking did it.
And I will do some prestidigitation to cause some sparkles along the hands and stuff. So no, with this.
One of the guards that's like just kind of posted up, like sitting on like the rubble of the thing. He's just like eating an apple or something, right? No, eating something.
Yeah.
He looks down at you guys and says, "Well, what the fuck? Do you guys want to see the king or what?"
Yes. We
Well,
do.
not like that, you bunch of fucking bums.
Excuse me?
Well, look at the way you're fucking dressed. These nobles all want to be high and mighty.
So you want us to dress up?
Well, you can't approach the court dressed like this. He looks at Dicillion.
Well, obviously you have not had many grand adventures coming through. Why, in the court of, and I'm trying to remember the name, and I picked this up last time when I looked at your world map, where my parents are based out of.
Okay, great.
Oh,
So give me 1 second to
boy.
double check the map.
Well, actually, I do have actually spare clothing in the back, and like I actually kind of like pull out a bit. It's like actually weirdly enough, it's actually like very clean, like lavender color of like almost like a monk
Maybe we should
outfit.
get one of the advisors or something to help these people. They seem like kind of lost. What do you guys do?
That's a little rude.
You know, in Samarkand, out in the, what is this? On the other,
Pagrax?
in Pakrax,
Man, I wish I had steaming.
in Vagrax, in
Yes.
Samarkand, when grand adventurers do something grand for the king and the nobility, they want to see them how they truly are. Because that is what you're getting. That's what you're paying for. Not some strange wishes of pretty up colors and a mask. They'd rather see the truth.
Well, they did kill this fucking beast. I mean, make a persuasion roll.
Sounds good.
Try to bypass this thing.
Fuck!
Natural
luck.
luck. I think we need to get the Thanraville. Go get the advisor.
Bountiful luck
Oh, yeah.
to Alan.
Ooh, yes! Thank you.
Take a charge off, right? You're lucky.
That's much better. That is 21.
Oh, no, it's just your reaction, right? It's just based off your hay thing,
Yep.
right? There's no charge to it,
Yeah.
right? It's just a once per round thing. So if you use
Yeah,
it, you
it-
can't use it yourself in the same round.
Yep, exactly.
That's pretty powerful, dude. Very powerful. 21. Should we get Thanful? Should we get the advisor? Nah, just fucking let him go. See what happens.
Exactly.
They let you guys through the basically the guards let you go. You're like, just go right up through there where they're building it.
I will, as we walk through, just press digitation and everyone's clothes nice and clean. As we walk through and try out the outfits and stuff. And as we walk in, and I turn around as we're walking in, just as a reminder, the noble class can sometimes, well, let's just say I know how to talk to them. Yes? So let me weave our tale. After
A
all,
bunch
the
of
truth.
pompous assholes anyway.
Shh. Yes, but we don't say that out loud.
The sounds of like mallets banging around. The main throne room has been already rebuilt. Some of the towers are being reconstructed, fortifications put back in place. You guys are just walking through the courtyard. There's gardeners. The lavishness and luxury of the king is already returning once to this great human city. What do you guys do? We just continuing?
Yes.
Okay. You walk up, there's another guard posted. We'll say there's two guards posted like right outside the main as you guys are walking through the castle, one of the guards offers you to be escorted to the throne room, correct?
Yes. Not once.
He says, "Are you sure you want to look like this in front of King Parnish?" He looks over at Dicillion.
Just silly, maybe put on a robe.
I guess I'll put on a new one. And actually do have a nicer set of robes. Fresh. So I guess I'll change into those.
If you need to, we can have this slave take you to some changing quarters.
Sure.
A young, boy, I want to say maybe he's 14, 15. He has the mark of slavery. And then another mark, which marks he's one of the king's slaves. Takes you to a separate changing room for you to change.
Alrighty.
He follows you around. Do you speak to him at all?
Not really.
He looks down, as you try to maybe make eye contact with him. He looks down at the ground. He says, "Do you need any help from me?"
No, you can just take it easy for now. And I'll just change. I kind of accept the fact that yes, he might be a slave, but I can't really do anything in this environment. If anything, I'll slip him a gold coin.
Lord, why do you give me this gift?
Well, it's obvious that you need it more than me.
They say the king is strange. Be careful. He
Thank you.
can read a man's soul. That's what the
What do
servants
you-
say. And no secret is left undone in the castle. Some other servants have gone to.
I appreciate what you have to say.
It's better
I'm
than
gonna go change
it's
now.
better than the orcs, though, that used to run that place. Warlord Egad was cruel. They used to hang people in the town square, skinned alive. He never makes eye contact with you as he stares at the ground in solemn.
I'll just walk into the changing room, but with a bit more anger, hearing about stuff like this happening.
You change your clothes. You return back. What do your new clothes look like?
It's actually weirdly enough almost as if somebody did prestidigitation on it. Was it's a nice light lavender color of that monk robe. And it has a bit
Nice.
of a couple of clips in the back holding it, and it has a bit of inscribings on it.
Almost like a ceremonial gi.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Is anybody else doing anything while we're waiting for Arno to change? Before we
I am
are
straightening
escorted
up
into-
everyone else's robes and clothing to make them look as nice as possible.
And I'm guessing Cece probably looks fine enough already.
Cece, I think, is
She,
kind of a fashionable character. She wears stilettos
yeah.
and high heels, things like that.
She's a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk over to Cece and mention what I heard about the slave, but obviously keep it a bit hush hush. Make sure nobody's close around to hear it.
One of the guards says, "Wait here." As you guys are basically in a waiting chamber before the king will basically see you.
So the Cillian told me everything that he heard from the slave.
That is correct.
Okay.
What do you guys do as you're in the waiting chamber?
I mean, I guess look around. Well, what is there anything?
Tapestries,
About it?
It's well put together. Its former glory being rebuilt.
I'm guessing it's new tapestry. Is there a new branding because of the new king?
That is correct. Red and yellow themes of ornate cloth stitched together. No expense is spared. From what petty crumbs this kingdom can obtain, you can only assume that the merchants and the new trade routes are making the king quite wealthy, as well as the slave trade.
Would Decillion shared with us what he heard from the slaves?
Yes.
Or are there
Yes.
too many guards nearby?
Everybody is.
Oh, so
I'm
everybody-
just assuming, like,
okay.
when I usually
Okay,
try to
cool.
relay information to the party, like, I'm assuming, like, eventually the whole party knows. So, like, nobody's just left out, right?
Yeah.
Only I know.
Well, I'll assume
Unless the
that there might have
player
been guards
says
too
that he
close.
knows.
It's my
What do you want to do, Exodus?
So upon hearing that from Decillion about him being able to read our spirits, how true do you think that is?
Well, knowing how some magical crazy people exist, I wouldn't leave it off the table. But seeing what he's doing and what we might think he's doing, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just trying to distill fear at the same time. It's really both plausible in both ways.
What do you think it means by reading a soul, or does that mean just
Reading
reading
someone's intentions.
perhaps? There may be. I mean, if that's the case, then he'd be able to know if anybody does not have good intentions towards him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's if he can even read souls in the first
Yeah.
place.
Al Capone, like, nods a little bit. I forgot Al Capone's with you.
Oh yeah.
If we're afraid of that, then let's not try to keep it into like political matters of if we like him or not. Just stay on task about the money and what we did, because that intention is true, that we did it and we want the money and we thank him for the money. That's all true. But if we go to the intention of, hey, we support you, and then he can see that, then we're fucked, possibly.
If we really need to, we can also always stick to half-truths. Don't give the full story, but don't try to lie too much.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm worried if he can see past that. Even if it's a half-truth. It might be harder, true, but at the same time, it doesn't stop.
I mean, he doesn't need to know the full story of what happened there. He just needs to know that the mine is clear now. Some people passed away, unfortunately, but the town remains standing, and it's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we fought that thing.
That is a good point too, though. It might not just be like reading intentions. He might be able to read whether you are lying or not.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is the case, we might not want to flavor the story too much,
Keep it
Well, yeah,
simple, keep it quick.
That's why I'm exactly.
We're here for coin and nothing else.
Yes.
Although, I will admit, if possible, I'd like access to an arcane library.
I'm going to say there's a knock on the door, and
Shit.
like an elvish guy comes out. Or half-elf, really. Long, flowing black hair, quite attractive, well-dressed. And he says, is any one of you of noble blood?
That depends.
He looks at the
Other
giant
kind.
spider. He's like, oh god, that's ghastly. Can you just leave that
Yes.
here?
Well,
Does
that's
the
our
king
proof
not
for
want-
our job.
Yes. Did the bounty not require a proof? Otherwise, anyone could just come in willy-nilly and say they killed the beast.
I
Well,
guess
we-
the king could see this monstrosity.
It's all fine. I understand where you're coming from. I myself once watched this very sort of thing happened back in the court in Samarkand.
Oh, I hear there's trouble there. I hear
Yes, just a bit.
I heard the warlord Rizu, the king of Usad, is now sending his armies north there. Have you heard anything about this?
There's just a bit of it happening, I'm gonna be honest. I left Bagrax a while back. And unfortunately, I haven't had great chances of getting more up-to-date news.
I'm sure the Sultan there would be most displeased to hear of his daughter's departure.
Oh, I'm not of his... I'm in the court of the Sultan, not the Sultan's bloodline. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean
I
to
don't-
sound so offensive. You're not a bastard, are you? Or bastress?
No, my father is good friends with the Sultan.
Because those sultans I hear have the stables of harlots over there.
There was some stuff like that happening.
Stuff like that?
And I'm not. They kept me away from it.
Oh. Yes, I understand. Kings, of course, can be have their luxuries, of course. Fortunately,
Exactly.
Parnish doesn't partake so much. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness indeed.
Even though I like the chit chat, I think we have something to do.
We
Of
do indeed
course.
have a job to do, yes.
How should I introduce you to Lord Parnish?
Oh,
we are
shit. We
the-
need to decide on a group name.
If you don't
Oh.
say it within the next 30 seconds, I'm going to say what I have.
No,
I did not think of this at all. Shit.
Okay, we can take a bit of time to actually think about it.
Alright,
Just
alright,
our
out of
ideas.
character
Out
has
of
started
character,
now.
out of character.
Ooh, out of character. This is-
Absolutely not. The pronouncement to the king must be made formally. And what is your names and titles, sir? And Lord Hades?
Alright,
I
cut.
don't Okay, yeah.
Cut.
Sure, what do you guys want to do?
Alright.
Yeah, we want to pick a team name? Because if not, I'm going to put out what I wrote down, which is like 6 different team names.
Is
You give us
picture
the
Ian
ideas.
Parnish?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
give us some
have
ideas.
Type
the
in
Magnificent
chat.
Wackles.
Wait,
Because
is that
Type
picture
them out. Type
Ian?
them out.
That is the advisor, the half-elf advisor.
Yo,
Can
your
you point in
advisor's
the-
cute.
Can you
Alright.
type in the chat?
yes.
Yeah, type them out.
Alright.
Let's read them. Let's read them. I didn't think about this.
What is your title, sir? He looks over at Exodus carrying the large beast. What is your name and title?
So we need names and titles.
I am the
Have you
speaker.
heard of House Ravosiah?
House Revisael?
Ravosiah.
Are they local, Exodus?
They're from Hasbald, and
Oh,
the comment
that's-
of
They're also from Bargrax, like we talked about.
yeah.
I'm afraid I'll make a D20 roll with this guy.
And I also have a general question. Would I know how this kingdom feels about like monasteries and stuff like that? Like, are they
this
okay
king
with
is
it?
like brand new, dude. This guy is like 3 months
Well,
old.
I
Before,
meant like the general, like even before it mainly. You know, he might be new. Some ideas might.
It's kind of
be-
like, think of medieval England. Like, if the king's like, I'm a Catholic, and you're like a Protestant, they just go around like killing all the Protestants. Like, so it's like pretty much like where they're just like the people are just like follow the leader, really. So, faith and
Well, there was monks who were Protestants.
of course, and they were
Yeah.
no, not really, not until Martin Luther, if you really want to be correct about it. And like anybody who spoke against it was like heresy, you know. But like the Urks actually were more religious agnostic. They just believed in like, if you want to believe that crap, you can.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you are right. Like they did exist, but they would still kill them.
To answer your question, right now it's on. You can make a D20 roll.
Okay.
The guy goes.
Would it be history?
I'm sorry, Lord Exodin. I've not quite heard of that name. I apologize. Do you have a formal title?
Suppose it's Lord now.
No, we have nothing. No.
Okay. What do you guys? He goes over to Dicilian. And what is your name?
That's kind
and
of a
title, sir?
deception.
Okay, sure. You want to roll a deception roll against him?
If he's gonna be looking into it, yeah.
Roll a deception roll.
Oh my. Dicilian.
I tied
Yep.
with you actually. I rolled a 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm
when
gonna
there's a
give him
tie.
for luck.
Well, yeah, re-roll it, I guess. What do you say when you do that? What do you say,
What did he
Dicilian? What did he? He just kind of says, and he nods. He goes to Dicilian. What is your name and title, good sir? He looks down at Dicilian. The halfling monk, now dressed in his white gi.
Well, my name's Cillian, but I'm just another member of Stormbrook.
Oh, what monastery do you hail from?
We don't usually we don't run by a name. most of the time.
Aha. Make a deception roll if you're lying. Right. I roll a natural 1, so you don't need to roll, right? So, I just rolled a
Yeah,
natural
I got an 18.
He looks over at Arno, and what is Arno dressed like?
Well, he's currently still in academia robes. He's got his
New hat?
spectacles on. He's got his new hat, although he probably would have taken it off and placed it within a bag just because it doesn't really fit with his attire.
Is the owl with you? Barnabas?
I would say currently, but the moment like they're preparing, he'd snap Barnabas away.
Slight chatters are heard throughout adjacent rooms, right? You guys hear the sound of guards marching. And what is your name, sir?
I am Professor Arno Waywalkert, bookkeeper for the Kentucky Academy from Con Lador.
Is that somewhere in Orin?
Yes. I
just picked a random place.
Oh, cool.
Followed Adeline.
Yeah.
Self-kill.
I pulled up the map and I picked one.
I think
You're the
Cam
best, thank
Lador
you.
is a dwarven place. But
Fuck.
it doesn't matter.
I need
Okay, well,
we can swap that around.
Yeah,
whenever-
Is
sure,
there,
cool.
is
I
there
have
good
yet to actually
gnomish?
choose.
Fuck it, we'll make
Yeah,
it
is
gnomish,
there-
guys. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have yet
Oh,
to actually
I'm
choose
so
the
sorry
location
to
for
hear
his-
about that. I heard that was destroyed not too long ago. Is that true?
My library was destroyed. I was away. That's just grave news.
Well, have no fear. Now that Stormbrook has been liberated, and I've also heard the northern kingdom of Barovia has had their Dark Lord removed. Thank heavens. Now the trade can start to flow between the Vistani and here. And, you said you were from a noble house, milady? He looks over at
Yes.
Adeline.
I am Adam Claymore, originally of the court of Samarkand. Perhaps known, you know them as the Claymores of Medir, of Meta. Now, speaker for this group. If you want to be particular, I am technically a lady, but I haven't used that title in a very long time. I've been trying to feel with others. Yes, you get the sort of vibe.
What do you want me to feel?
You know, sometimes when you get a certain age, you want to experience what the commonals are like. So I went off on my own.
Oh, I
the
totally
permissions-
understand what you mean.
So I haven't used my title in quite a while.
Of course. But don't be afraid. The peasants just need to step in line. And, what is your name, milady? He looks over at Cece.
Yes. You know, it makes it seems as if Cece is able to kind of like handle herself, and like she's able to she has the demeanor as if, you know, like she knows how to handle nobles, I guess, from the way that she's dressed and stuff like that. And Cece looks up at him, sorry.
Yes, him.
And it's like, my name is Cece Bellavinci. I'm not sure if you have heard of my household.
I
But,
don't know. Is it like a famous house or something like that? Or what are you trying to do?
I think, I think that she would, it would be, I don't know how famous it would be, but like it
You
would
tell
be.
me.
So I want it to be a pretty well-known household for crafts. I mean, living in it should be located in a place with like gnomes and humans living in it.
You very well might have lived in the same place I did.
Maybe is Shirebrook,
Oh,
is
shit.
that
Shit.
is Shirebrook the gnomish place?
Well, there was probably a lot of...
Sure.
yes, that was one gnomish place, but a lot of people have been displaced. So probably you were trained in Stormbrook, but yes, maybe one of the fallen houses. Whatever happened to your parents?
My parents.
Yes.
From what I understand, there should be fine. I didn't hear a word that something might have happened.
Lord and Lady Bellavucci? Did you say?
Yes. So you do know of my family?
Yes. Not one of the more popular noble houses, but I hear they're great with craftsmanship. I feel like we could work together in repairing this once great citadel.
And Cece's eyes kind of light up a little bit. Oh, if that means that I can create, darling, I am all for it.
Well, of course, I've never seen such a structure beyond the gnomish cities. He points to Al Capone.
Oh, let me introduce you to Al Capone. This is my one of my finest creations.
It like turns with a piston.
It is there's many upgrades I want to do to him, but for now, this is Capone. I am quite proud of him, and my family as well. They wanted me to learn more about the world, and so I explore, I adventure out so that I could create better things. And I hope that me being here in this city can improve my craft. And if you can help me with that, by all means.
Well, this is something you should bring up with the king, I suppose. He does want to re-establish the fortifications of this castle. I think, though, he might rename it something ghastly. Who knows? I'll be back in a moment. I will see if he is ready to be... you are ready to be summoned, and he is ready to see you. He goes in through the double doors. Says, excuse me. He does like a little bow before he leaves.
The moment he's gone, Arno is slumping forward ever so slightly.
So wait, so my place is different from Arno's place, right? Yeah.
I'm going to say that your place, where you came from, was probably Geddon, which is one of the other like gnomish places. Geddon fell during the last war, and then basically when you grew up, you were training with the gnomes. But it sounds like you're from a human family, and you're not gnomish, and you worked with the gnomes.
Yes. Okay,
It's
so
you from
it's
Geddon.
different from Arno.
What do you guys do?
Geddon?
Geddon. It's, I think, east or southeast of here. It fell during the last war.
Geddon.
That is correct.
I'm looking at the map currently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
For my own
And then
sake.
mine is on the other continent.
Can you link the map real quick so I can
Yeah.
look at it too?
Wow. That's...
Is anybody doing
What
anything before you guys are
I'm
basically being
just-
summoned into the game? I mean, summoned into the throne room.
Arno is just desperately trying to compose himself before going in there.
Okay.
Okay, so quick question. Is Arno's academy his school that's now in Shirebrook? Is that what we're
Whatever
calling
you
it?
guys
Because that's the
wanna do.
gnomish. Okay,
Uh,
we'll say that was
I'll
Shirebrook.
say Shirebrook. Yeah, we'll say Shirebrook.
Shirebrook
That's it.
is a human city,
Man,
Oh,
I thought it
never
was
mind.
Gnomish.
but we can have it be because that's where Marcus was from. If you
Well,
want
is
to
there
make up
any
your
other-
own name, and then I just add the city later. It's not a big deal
That's also true.
Okay.
You
All
could
right, I'll do that.
because that's what I do sometimes, guys. You guys like want to come
Alright.
from a
I
specific
can-
place,
I
or
can-
just put it in
I
there
can
and
come
we
up with a name.
spice it
I
up a
can
little
come up
bit.
with a name. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can
the fact
do
that his school was the school he worked at for literally hundreds of years is just where it is like a, oh shit.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
And,
Apple port.
Yep. And
Is anybody else
so
doing anything before Theron Ball comes back out?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
told
yeah.
the group. Well, you go for Sicilian.
No, it was just a little measure things of like quickly like setting up my like weapons in more of like a ceremonial stance to make it look nice and neat.
Yes. I turned to the scoops like, please don't bring up the nobility thing later. It is a weird thing, and I will explain. I'm gonna be honest, I'm never gonna explain it, but it is, and we're not gonna talk about it. Okay? Great. But I know, good news is I know how to talk to nobles. Okay, cool.
That's fine, darling. I am
And just
so
to clarify, my parents were married. Kind of. It's hard to explain.
So that means you could be a bastard.
My parents might have had a threesome with the king, with the sultan at some point. At least that's the rumor goes. I don't look entirely like my father, but at the same time, I look a lot like my mother. And when I say they were friends, they had friendships
like that,
happening. And it was well known among the court, and it's part of the reason why I left. Okay? It's also the reason why I was never entertained to have the typical advancements in the court. No more
How do you say that? Fiddlestead?
Yeah, Fiddlestead.
I
love that
don't
name.
like how I don't like fiddle.
I love Fiddle. Fiddlestead is amazing.
That sounds awesome. I
If
like
you
it.
get Fidstead almost sounds nice.
Fiddlestead.
Yes,
It goes along with his aesthetic of Barnabas, and eventually,
it
when he
goes-
gets an undead, he's gonna name it Theodore. Like,
The advisor
Yes, that'd
comes
be great.
back out, and he says, "Are you ready, lords and
ready as
ladies?"
can be. Yes.
He opens up the doors to the throne room. The doors open up as two guards, open them up from the other side. Ahead, you see the mighty throne and the palace. See if I can play a sound effect. A trumpet or goes off as you guys are all introduced. Yeah, something like that, right?
Oh shit.
Like
Is
you
that
guys
boss
are
music?
blown off. Like it's like I want to say it's like a horn, like a trumpet that sounds off your entrance as you are announced. As the advisor says, "And here is Exodin, and here is Dicilian of the monastery, and here is Arno Wayrocket, lead professor at Fiddlestead, and Adeline Claymore, lady of Samarkand, and Cece of the house Bellavisi." Did I say that right?
Bella Vinci.
Bellavisi. I love that name better. I'll describe the room. You fight down a vague sense of solemnity as you survey the grand hall. The weights of its history, a palpable sensation, are more than you can behold. From the throne room, age-defining edicts were pronounced. Wars were waged. Entire lineages forged and shaped in this crucible of rulers and their vassals. For all of the frescoes had been chipped away by time, all for the fading decoration of the ancient tapestries. There is a spirit in this chamber. That spirit is defined and given life by the eyes of each former ruler, depicted in a portrait in the style of their times. The throne itself, crisscrossed with marks dulled with age, and some of its inlays in disrepair, still commands your full attention as you draw nearer. Lord Parnish, let me link kind of a picture of him too. Pull him up. Or I should say King Parnish. King Parnish wields a staff that seems to emanate a glow with unnatural smoke. His eyes, piercing blue, those which seem to reach out and touch the soul. His brown hair flows invitingly down, which almost touches his shoulders. Large blue wizard robes and layers of blue garb. Strange, the king arms himself with a blade, yet no one questions it. Between him and the throne are a half-dozen guards posted. No other nobles to take account what transacts. No other nobles or scribes to take account of what transacts. Around his neck is a golden chain parapet, and it holds something in it, sealed in gold. You guys are announced, and I have it up on stream. I just don't really need to summon you to the board, do I?
Nah.
But that's kind of what I'll show you. Kind of what it looks like if you want to be summoned.
Sure. I know.
Lord Parnish is over here. As
I'm going
As
to move
exiting-
forward and immediately.
did we leave we're taking the head with us in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the head is strapped onto Exit, and you guys have
Yes.
been announced, and Ian looks at you. He is kind of a younger guy, probably in his like mid-30s, late 30s, something like that. Let me grab his staff. Or a staff.
Oh no, it's just immediately bowing. Just oh boy, guys,
Oh boy.
oh boy. This could either go really wrong or really
Approach.
well.
I push to the front as I'm going to be the main speaker, and I walk forward. Oh, wise King Perish, as I bow to him, please permit me to stand on ceremony and introduce myself and ourselves nonetheless. I am Lady Adeline Claymore, originally from the court of Samarkand, now the speaker for the magnificent walkers, which is us, at your humble service. And I come to you on this most auspicious day to bring you news that your troubles have been solved. For we have slayed the beast, as I point to the spider head on Exton's back, that haunted the mines at Hazelhall. And now your innovation and your progress may continue as you will it be.
Absolutely incredible. He stands up and he walks closer to you with his staff, right? He
Yes.
says, "How did you slay this beast?"
With might and skill, and of course, just a little bit of luck.
He walks closer. He's pretty well preserved, he says. Absolutely incredible. We are blessed this day. Everybody can make a perception roll if they want.
Yeah.
The guards stand stoic in their position in like a symbol, or, you know, kind of like, I think those guys like outside of like the royal palace.
Mm.
Dicillian notices it though. The guards have like a look, like their eyes glossed over, you know, like
Oh.
with just like a look, you know.
TC as well.
No, just the guards. Yeah, well, I'm just saying because Dicillian rolled the highest.
I have
CC
18.
rolled
I rolled
Sorry.
18.
Well, yeah, I
You
just
rolled
described it to the group, so there you
Ah,
guys go.
okay.
Okay, there you go.
Alright.
And a look that doesn't look off, they just like just staring us down a bit.
You could say that.
Whoa. That was too. That's okay.
Incredible. You can drop that monstrous thing. I'll take a closer look at it. As he kind of comes over to it.
I'll
You
throw
like-
it over my back directly in front of me on the ground.
And this guy squishes
Sidestep
some of its
and
blood and guts.
prestige,
He's like,
patient
oh,
There's a
dependent.
carpet.
oh my, I'll have to have the servants clean this up a little bit. He like pokes it with his stick a
Oh.
little bit.
Why are we against him? I don't know why. He seems okay.
Just because
He's
a
like
wolf
he's
doesn't
like 2 feet in front of me right now, right?
He's also like
He
a wizard,
is,
so like,
like,
he knows arcane
I
shit.
put it out. I put
learned.
out the battle board, you know. So if you guys want to make a move, it's totally up to you.
murder.
He's like, he
No.
touches, you know. He says, "Well, tell me about the attack. How did you slay it? And what of the villagers? Did they survive at all?"
Unfortunately, this monstrous spider weaved their magic to besiege the town of Hazelhall. It's almost as if the people there became not
Part of it.
themselves anymore, almost part spider as it. And unfortunately, by the time we had successfully beaten back this monstrous beast, The majority of the people couldn't be saved.
Oh, that is terrible. You mind?
Unfortunately, it is.
He pulls out a copper coin. He begins to rub it. He begins to cast magic. Do we allow him to cast magic?
Yeah.
Well, no, we're gonna murder him instead.
Do I recognize the? Can I
Make
roll
an
a
arcana.
Arcana to
That's
recognize-
right. Make an arcana check. So anybody who is proficient in arcana can make an arcana roll to identify the spell being cast.
I got a +7, so here we go.
My dice have not warmed up yet.
Oh, that's a 9.
Well, both.
Should have rolled one lower.
I got a 2.
Terrible.
No.
He casts an unknown spell because the DC is 10 plus spell level.
All right, fair enough.
He begins to close his eyes a little bit and he enters like a trance almost as he's looking at he looks at Adeline. He says, "Do not be afraid. Open your mind to me."
Oh, that's not.
Oh, that sounds
As he
so
kind of
weird.
rubs the coin, he's like, "Open your mind, child. Let me see what is in there."
I don't
Gosh.
think you want to be in my mind. I'm not alone in it.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything sounds so creepy.
You feel him just like reading your surface thoughts. He's like,
No, that's a detect bonus.
I want to see what it looked like.
I can just show it to you if you want.
Show me.
And I use minor illusion and also think of it, but it's of like the beast, the queen, with the reeling back and going for an attack and stuff.
Incredible.
But it's not at the same time. The thought is almost as if it's underwater.
Oh, just these creatures of the darkness. Now we can reopen the mines. We can forge using the stone there and make our armies even greater.
Exactly. Speaking of which, as I put my hand on the spider's head, there is the element of reward.
Of course, of course. But it is rare to find such worthy adventurers, such as yourself,
We are
to
marvelous.
slay this creature. I put this bulletin out weeks ago, and the last group that went out there, of course, perished.
I'm not surprised. It was a mighty fight. But when you have the marvelous walkers is us,
We're gonna need to change
What?
that name.
The Marvelous Walkers?
Give me a different name.
Apparently,
We didn't go over it.
We didn't.
You
we never
guys-
discussed. You just
never
said-
discussed.
You just posted the
we were
Marvelous
waiting
for
Walkers
you.
and no other
This
name.
sounds like an
We were
Adeline
waiting for
Claymore
you.
anyway.
What?
Honestly, it sounds
what
like
is,
an Adeline Claymore move.
I'm afraid
So-
that I'm going to have to
It
maybe
is true.
lash that servant. You didn't announce your party's name. What is it?
Fuck.
We are
Okay,
the-
we really should discuss that.
You guys can do it out of character now if you want.
Yeah,
Tell me what you want.
please.
Out
Out of
of
character.
to pick a name or Adeline's gonna pull some bullshit.
Well, we were waiting for you to list the other five.
Yeah, you said you had like 5 of
Then
them.
I
some
kinda
other
interrupted you
conversation
guys,
started
so-
happening. You did interrupt us.
Sorry.
You did.
I have many options. Proceeds
Alright.
to post one.
This throne is so cool, by the way.
It
is a
is. I
great
like
photo.
this throne room. All right, I don't know, just like start typing out names. I don't know.
feel
What
like-
you want to see?
I feel like we're just a bunch of survivors.
Senpai. Okay.
All of us are kind of fucked in some way or another.
This is true. So
I think the group is kind of evil, so just whatever you guys want to do.
And
Maybe
more
evil
easily.
themed.
Yeah!
What do you mean we're
Uh,
evil? What?
The Dark
actually-
Divide
Envoys of Survival, it's not that bad.
or the Dark Divide, for we are what separates the light and dark.
Uh,
I don't know. I'm just brainstorming.
No, I kind of like that. I mean, especially because, I mean, that's kind of true, but in a sense, that's our group because there's a separation between good and evil within the group.
The Dark Divide. Are we agreeing on that
We
name?
I mean, I don't know.
I like it.
I like that. Yeah, I like it.
We all
And may
What
it be
separates-
sun by barge throughout all the realms. incredible, and may this be the first of many ventures. But I must ask of you, your talent is, how shall we say, rare these days. He looks over at
Yes, it
Exodin. What does Exodin do?
I hate his voice so much.
I adore it. It's amazing.
I just look at him and
He gives you kind of like a pompous look.
oh, I definitely am like not happy.
Gritting, are you grinding your teeth a little bit?
Yeah.
He says, "It's incredible to find such talent." He like reaches out and touches your bicep a little bit. Muscle is hard to come by these days, and good work.
He's so weird.
Sauce.
That's weirdly flirty.
You listen to what he said to Aline?
Well,
I just pushed my spectacles up higher.
As a creep.
Right?
Let's try to straighten up my diminutive form, my 2-foot something form.
well.
When he's doing this, anything I can be of assistance for?
Well, there is this case of... Well, the sad thing is the darkness killed all the fighting men. And there's only a few of them left. He points around to some of the guards. And we have to, use them for protection of the common folk. But the merchants, as you know, are working well with us lately. Restoring order in the trade routes. And some of their ships have gone missing. And we believe we think it is due to the dragon who used to watch over the city.
Oh shit!
You guys have a dragon issue?
Well,
We could
Is this a
always attempt.
metaphorical dragon, or is this a dragon?
they say it is one of the dragons who used to watch over the port. But when the darkness came, it fled, and apparently it returned, and you know how it is with these merchant ships, there's storms and things that happen, and these ships go to the bottom of the sea, and these creatures, as you know, can just go right down to the bottom and collect the loot, and there's probably some great hoard or something out there. This is something that you can do, though.
Oh, we're facing a dragon at level 4. Okay, sure. Okay,
We can attempt it, of course.
it's always worth a try.
The dark divide, and we all what separates.
Well, we don't know if it's the dragon or not. It's just something out there sinking the ships, and well, we hear the screaming of the roars of some dragon at night, over the bay.
Mm-hmm.
And have you heard it?
Not
We
yet,
haven't been
not
in the
our
town very often. We've been doing your request of fighting the beast.
Oh, and
Yes, our first night we heard it.
That is also true.
well, I'm sure
yeah.
there's... You know how dragons are, right? He looks over at Exodin. They have loot just coming out of every ear.
That's the one thing I hate as well. Get to the point.
No, don't be like that. That's a man
Sorry
speak.
for his rudeness. We've been training him. He's
There's,
doing.
there's, of course, all of the rumors from the sailors and so forth that, they say it's a dragon of some kind, and who knows. But I want you to investigate it if you so please. Also, my advisor said that Bellavici, is it? Lady Bellavici?
Yes, yes.
Do you
There's
have
the-
anyone that
I'd say-
part of your family that could help assist with the reconstruction of the castle?
Perhaps, but I would have to contact them, of course. And I could definitely ask and see.
Are you lying to him?
No, actually, but it's a matter of like,
Will they take your call?
no, it's a moment of like how far? I mean, because my home's pretty far away, like it is, right? Because it's like.
Well, I'm just saying your people were like kind of scattered to the wind, and you settled here in Stormbrook. Your home was destroyed.
Oh, okay. So like, I can't actually.
You settled
go
here
back.
probably like over a decade ago.
Oh, this is like.
I'm just filling it in, filling the blanks.
Oh boy,
Wait,
good
so that
luck.
Wait, so that means my family is here in this city?
Arno, make an Arcana check on. Just make an Arcana check as you're looking over Ian as he kind of wings through you. His necklace with the golden casement dangles in front of you.
16. 16.
Something's up. There's a knuckle inside of it, like a human bone knuckle.
Oh.
Something's up.
I need to speak to this guy in private.
Wait, so that means my family is in Stormbrook?
They say this dragon's name is Nygrim. She used to be the protector of the sea. It used to be her name, but... God, that was so long ago before the darkness came and destroyed everything. Pity. Fortunately, the other party who came and liberated Barovia came by here not too long ago and... Well, helped liberate the city, and lo and behold, I was here to take its stead under the unfortunate illness of Lord Vigil.
Yes, it was quite unfortunate. And fantastic timing for you. I'm well of good timing.
May I ask a question of you, my
Of
lord?
course, Lord Honor.
You seem to be a practitioner of the arcane arts, yes?
Of course.
May I ask where you learned them?
Oh, you know, from strange places.
Fair enough. I won't pry.
Thank you.
I am just merely attempting to find some form of arcane library within this city, and I've yet to have any luck.
We moved all of Lord Vigil's books into the library, into the castle now. Would you like to take a peruse upon them?
If I could, it would be most gracious of you.
Of course. It is the least I can do for the adventurers of Hazel Hollow. And the dividers of... You guys called yourself the dividers of darkness, right?
The Dark Divide. Yes.
It's the least I could do for the Dark Divide.
Yes! Yes! Okay. You have my
That'd be
thanks.
fantastic. Also, to get back to the point of the proposed
Yes.
reward from the Hazel Hollow.
Ah, yes.
Leave it
Well,
to your
what do you
judgment.
think a fair price would be for something like this?
Oh, boy.
Or what are you looking for, and what do you need? To maybe go out and slay this dragon, of course.
Well, we obviously need at least decent equipment and a bit of traveling fees.
To be quite honest, I'm surprised I haven't seen you battling in the arena. I'm always looking for fresh meat to fight off other slaves and creatures that we capture.
We figured you'd want to know about our success before we ventured into the arena itself.
Touche, it's not for everyone. Not everybody's cup of tea, I should say.
Yeah.
And although it's not mine, I think it's some of my friends. Property
course.
as it is.
So what do you think a fair reward would be, Lady Adelie?
Well, if we're going by fair trade and a going price for grand adventures and heroes defeating what is necessary, 700 gold.
Is this an agreement, or should I give you a moment to think about this?
We might
Well, think about it.
moment to think
That
about
is
it.
so low. Start high, go low.
Yeah,
I
let's
was
think
hoping
about
for
it.
each.
Oh,
I don't know what
How about 7 gold pieces?
How about I
Sounds
give
good.
you a moment to discuss this
Yes,
while I
sir.
go speak
Yes.
with my
That's
my
being
underlings?
sarcastic.
He goes
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
his throne and he speaks with his
So-
advisors. You guys discuss.
Okay, so someone pick money
Highball
amount.
it. Highball it. Start with like 2,000.
Oh,
Or
it's
even
700
more.
gold.
2,000.
Each.
And then if he says if he
That's what I
says-
meant,
If
each.
he says it's too high, you work your way down. Start high, go lower.
7. Okay, so
So 2,000 gold, I would say.
And
So-
we have another member that's just currently injured.
that's
Oh, all right.
But that's
or
why we're saying
that,
number range.
As we say, can't be here.
We're going to
We
do
need
the old brother
expenses.
or
so it was.
exit.
Let's say 700 each, which
Actually,
is
no.
4,200.
He's casting detect thoughts. Don't risk it. Don't risk the other person.
not-
Don't think about.
yeah.
Don't think about Istra. Yeah, just
Okay,
make
so
it the 5 plus.
700 times
You just
5.
ask for the gold.
30. So 700 each. 3,500.
and then work your way down.
And we'll go way down.
Yes. So start high, go low. That's rule number 1 of business.
And what excuses? Because getting some excuse would be good. Like, because like
For it to
obviously
be
for
high?
the job, then we have to
One of us-
travel. Then
one
we
of
need
us
to slay the
nearly died.
dragon.
Yeah.
Many of us nearly died multiple times.
Nearly
We had
died.
many
We took out the
injuries.
entire nest.
We took out the whole nest. We cleared it up for you would make such great progress and innovation because of what we did.
So
And
you
let's
see
just
Lord
say-
Carnish
Carson.
signing something
Yeah.
like on this throne, like some piece of paper.
All that
Yes.
stone and magical stone that's within there is
Yes.
super use. So like,
And if he denies it, what we could possibly do is say like, okay, if you don't want to do that, how about we still make it 3,500, but that can be a partial payment of the dragon job. So like you do like a half payment up front and half payment back, possibly.
we just work our way. Yeah. We
Yeah,
see what
we'll
his
go
thoughts are. We see what his thoughts are on it, and then either work your way down or find something else.
And
Find
put
something
up
else
a
to bump it up to
700
that.
gold as if that was each.
Yeah.
The initial offer.
Yeah,
Oh,
700
Yes,
each.
play that
which
off
was-
as we missed the each.
Yeah, so
He might get offended, so it's on you, Adeline, to try to prevent it from offending.
yep. All right, I'll work on it.
Okay, so then on top of that, you get access to the
And I get
Plus-
access to the library, which
Plus
is
access to
all
the
I
library.
needed.
Yes, and then also, I don't know.
Coin is welcome, but
CC just wants access to like I don't know, like resources to like craft. You know, like
A workshop.
Well, that's
Yeah.
money.
my own
Yeah, you can run
workshop.
out.
My own
That,
workshop.
that's money.
that would say I'd wait on that one until later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you do
because
that
a
with your
workshop is expensive.
Okay, so
Yeah.
never mind. So not a workshop, but like at least, especially because you know,
need
he's
to
wanting-
repair your guns. Yeah.
Well, I need to repair my guns and like at least you know upgrade Capone and stuff like that, and so like and make more gadgets and shit.
I mean,
you know? But I don't know,
Ideally,
but-
down the road, we get a keep here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So then, like, so he was saying that he wanted my family to like help with.
Yeah, you can negotiate that
Yeah.
stuff separate.
Yeah, but I'm still really
Yeah.
confused about my backstory, so I guess like I'll figure that out with us.
I mean, to be fair, I've got a backstory. I just don't have locations.
Oh,
I didn't come
I
up with
just made up
locations at
mine.
all.
yo,
You guys
I
can just
so
make them up and we'll just add them into the map,
Okay.
right?
so my idea
Fair
was
enough.
that you know my family and you know the gnomes they're still over at you know what's the place?
Geddon has been ruined.
Geddon?
It was destroyed by the
Geddon
darkness.
is just gone.
So your parents are, if your parents are alive, they're here in Stormbrook.
Oh.
You guys want
that
to
messes
signal?
a lot of
You
stuff
guys
up,
just need to
wait.
signal Ian when you want him to come back over.
All right.
Okay.
We'll signal him.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was
I've got access to an
planning-
arcane library. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Because what I had in mind was that Cece was kind of like, you know,
So-
she went out to learn more about the world to be able to like craft better or something like that. I don't know. Like I was thinking about
Transcribe
that, but
She
now
probably
I'm just
trained in Stormbrook with the gnomes that are here. Because
I think.
Stormbrook
there are
has a lot of
probably quite a-
refugees.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe
You guys,
I was...
Ian approaches you. He walks up with a staff that emanates a strange blue smoke or something like that. Some smoke off of it.
Another bow.
Something's up. He says,
Uh-oh.
"Arise." To Arno.
I realized what our issue was. I misspoke. It was 700 each. My good friends will try and remind me of that.
Oh my
I've been so
goodness.
used to going by myself.
That
So
is
that'd
quite a
be-
sum.
Yes.
It can always be worked
7,500.
down.
Well, are
can
you
always
going to
negotiate.
solve this dragon problem?
Yes, of course.
Something can always be
Yes.
arranged, I'm sure. Do I have your
Yeah.
word?
We will
You have mine at least. I can say that. For giving me
The
access to
doctor-
your
yes,
library.
exactly.
Yes.
I need
The
all of your
dark
words.
divide will walk.
I need all the words of the Dark Divide.
As the speaker for the Dark Divide, I can promise you, the Dark Divide will figure out this issue with this issue you're having with your boats and the merchants.
How about... 400 gold, and I have a slave for each one of you.
Whew!
Oh,
I'll do that.
nope.
I'm fine with that.
Unfortunately, that makes our lives actually a little bit more problematic.
Oh,
Everyone
shit,
needs
yeah.
servants
Yes, but then we have to
to
take
clean the
care of
stables
them.
and, run the chores and stuff.
We don't yet have chores. We are travelers.
When you're
We
trying to
don't yet
travel,
have a place to
it's-
stay.
Exactly, we don't have a
But
place to.
That's what they have
Stay
to
Be more of a
permanently.
hindrance.
And we also travel much, and having extras can slow us down. And then that becomes more of an issue when we're trying
much-
to solve your problems.
He says, well, I do have this here. He, holds out a sealed thing with the king's seal. He says, there is a merchant in town.
Oh,
course.
shit. Oh,
Rashid Al-Habib, I believe. He's from Hustad. You know how all these traitors are. They work with all one another, and, well, it's
yeah.
what we call a mutual beneficiary or something, You scratch my back, I scratch yours, sort of thing.
Yes.
Would we be able to choose the slave?
Of course.
I'll go ahead and stick with what you have originally proposed.
The 400
Does it go
was-
more than just beyond
the 400
humanoids?
each
Is it also
plus
pets?
gold.
I mean, I'm good with a slave. I don't mind
Yeah, I
having
mean,
a slave.
I don't mind a slave.
I mean, you already have
Slave
one,
gang!
Cece.
Yay!
Evil party.
Yeah, that's right. Nah, but
I mean-
genuinely, they would probably.
So
get more
what
in the
they'll
way.
do is he basically says he'll have a line of slaves or something like that, and you basically would go get one at the Merchants Guild, where
Well-
they traffic
I-
the slaves and trade the slaves.
Issue
I
should
have-
be.
I have no use of a slave, but if anything,
Cillian.
I do have a request of a weapon instead for my replacement of that idea.
Well, Accident's trying to say something. What do you want to say, Accident, to Dicillion?
Cillian, you want the slave. Trust me.
He's gonna just free them. More than likely.
Okay. Fine, but I'm gonna miss the idea of that weapon though.
He says, I just want to make sure. He pulls out the copper coin again. Are you sure you're going to help me? He begins to rub it and casts magic.
Is it any person in particular, or
Same-
is it just a-
Yeah,
Aiming
just,
it at Adeline, to speak.
Yeah,
with
Yeah, I was
her.
gonna say.
You notice that
like a saving throw.
She's just
the
trying to read the surface
bottle-
thought to see if she's lying and
Oh, yeah,
that they're
yeah,
going to go. You're kind of in agreement with the king and his wishes.
I'm
She
gonna-
does that. The bottle that's on her waist, that's tied there, starts to glow, and that itself starts to emit the sort of heavy water vapor that comes out of it.
Amazing trinket.
It is. And trust me when I say, I promise to keep my promises.
That's.
Show me.
Kind of
He
a
begins to
paradox.
close his mind and starts to read your thoughts. Is it true? Do you
It's
want?
true enough. But in particular, when he goes in, it's like being underwater. And those screams in primordial that's in the thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. He says, "Oh, you are just full of it, aren't you?"
If I'm not,
So creepy.
my friend is.
And I'm gonna
He is
slowly raise my
magnificent.
hand.
Yeah, he kind of breaks out of it as Arno gets his attention.
If I may.
Yes, Lord Arno.
And he just gestures to himself in a.
He kind of gets closer to
through
you, and you
mine.
see around his neck the parapet, sealed in the gold, is like a knuckle of. You can get a better look at it now since he's closer to you.
Mhm.
You see it's a finger, some kind, like a whole finger or
Yes.
something.
Yes! I'm gesturing for him to read my mind, is my attempt.
You let me in freely, then, do you?
Yes.
Be real.
I have a. Yes.
Well,
I
He's
have a
like-
question.
what is your question?
It is one I would prefer not to ask aloud.
Okay. He, you see him, he like, I'll have you make an Arcana roll, kind of.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Sure.
That's a natural 1.
Oh, fuck.
Does Dicillion want to have him re-roll it?
Yep.
Okay.
But does the Cillian get to know now what's going on?
23.
Arno, something is wrong.
Uh-oh.
The incantations of like, he's doing, like, Ian is doing a good job doing it, but he's like faking it in a way. Strange. Like faking the spell almost.
Huh. I'll note it.
He begins to read your mind. He's like, what do you wish to know?
And I am going to ask mentally, using my thoughts of, I see the trinket upon your neck, and I must ask if you too specialize in the school of necromancy.
It's like a void almost of blackness with goo just oozing out. And he says, there are many artifacts throughout the world that grant power.
Arno's just grinning. That is all I needed to know. Thank you.
He's like, don't let me go. He pries further.
Okay.
Do you want to make a saving throw? Or do you let him in willingly?
I'll let him in willingly. And I'm going to show him the exact moment my wife died.
Oh,
And I'm going
snap.
to shove all that pain and agony into him. Just, okay, you want secrets? Have them.
Let's make opposing rolls. Intellect rolls.
Intelligence check, huh?
It's an intellect roll, yes.
Hell yeah.
Let me pull this guy up.
I pray to you, dice gods.
Scots, die,
That's
Scots.
a 12.
12.
Yeah, it's a natural 7.
It's just an
Yeah.
it's just an intellect check.
Yep, this is just an intelligence. That's just +5.
He like
Small brain.
you see, yeah, you guys all see that's like Arno's in trouble. Like he's bypassed through Arno's psychic defenses or whatever like that. What do you guys do? As his mind is getting probed. You guys see him like his face is like contorting a little bit, like as you know, he's like being just kind of like going in. And you see Ian is just like kind of over on him. And he just like reaches out and like touches his hand on Arno's shoulder. And you see this like kind of
I will
I wanna
cast
say, like-
Charm Person on the king.
well, I mean, he's like
Oh,
looking at this
shit.
guy
Oh,
like
That's bad.
No,
Don't
no,
do
no.
that.
Before you
was
do
that?
that, before you do
Before I,
that,
before I do this, okay.
all right.
oh boy.
Before you do that, can Cece attempt to break his concentration?
You want to like touch the king
Like
in a
kidding
way?
him?
Describe what you're
yes. Okay. So Cece's going to kind of like look over at
His
the
hand
group
is on
as-
Arno, and you see like the
Mhm.
king is just like this, like in a way, like he's just like kind of like, but you see his like eyes fluttering, and he's just Arno is starting to like struggle a little bit.
Cece's going to kind of grab the king's hand and like get it off of Arno, and she's going to say, "Oh, Your Majesty."
Okay, I'll make a
Um,
note. So this is what happens. CC grabs the king's hand off Arno. He
Yes.
like breaks out of it. Now I'm gonna make a roll in secret to see if the king knows something. Maybe
Okay.
about Istra, for instance.
Okay.
He says, oh, hello. I'm sorry. I sometimes get quite involved when someone lets me in so willingly. I'm so
Actually-
sorry to hear about your wife, or see the vision of your wife
Actually-
deceased.
I'm tempted to have just given her up, I'm not gonna lie.
Unknown at this point. I mean, I just threw that out there. You know,
I
this
mean-
is an idea.
Yeah.
That's fine,
Yeah.
but he genuinely might have just given her up, be like, oh, did you want that? Like, if he had asked mentally and said, hey, do you know anything about
Oh.
this person? Arno
Do
probably
you
would have
basically, Arno? You're
you
like,
willing to pay for it?
I'll describe what you felt, Arno. You felt
Okay.
something it was bad. Like darkness, like was coming around you. This like void of your mind was being like, what's that movie that came out? Dr. Sleep, where the woman's like going through the guy's head and like going through like 1,000 different files, kind of like that. So it was like uncontrollable, like your feeling of that, and you couldn't control yourself. You don't know what you give, but you felt like you were mentally violated. You were used.
Damn.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Ian stands up and he says, well, then it is agreed then, and appears all is in order. He smiles with a grin, and he takes the letter and puts it in front of Adeline. He says, this should curry you favor with the merchant.
And the monetary aspect of it, where does it come from?
Of
One
course.
of your people?
By what chance where are you staying at these days?
We have multiple different places we stay at night.
Well, I'll have my god, of course, ship the gold to you, or shall we write up a slip and have it deposited with the merchant?
You don't have someone in your... You know, when I was in the court of Samuel Khan, the Sultan had a peon that dealt with all of this. I just sort of figured that you, in this grand city...
If you wish to wait on the lobby, the gold can be brought to you, or we can draft up the note and have it deposited with the merchant guilds directly. What do you wish?
I myself am more than welcome to wait.
We can always wait here a little bit. Is that all fine with...
I mean, yes.
Well, of course, I have other pressing business to attend to.
Of course. I wouldn't expect you to, but I just... Because you had someone whose
Now I
job
have
this was.
access to the light.
He, Exodus makes an insight roll as he says that.
Uh-oh.
I will make a counter roll. Oh,
You have -2.
You have a -2? What the
Yeah.
Accident, he like gives you kind of a look, as he like does it, and he basically the king's like, I have other business to attend to. He hands Adeline a letter with the king's seal on it. You guys now leaving the throne room as the king walks off into a side chamber.
I need directions to your library.
He says the guards will handle it.
Yes. Okay.
The
What's that 400 gold in general?
So the terms of the agreement, I don't know. Adeline's got the thing in front of her.
I open it up and I read it.
The other guy says, well, I hope everything was in order. And he kind of like shuffles you out into the waiting room.
She's so dead. She's so dead, guys. Sorry.
Right? He like shuffles you out to the waiting room, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Easy enough.
Okay. And so Adeline then opens it up, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does it say?
It's basically everything you said. It also gives you like there's like a letter of like recommendation to give favorable terms when dealing with the Merchants Guild.
Woo!
And his
That's
name
good.
was. The merchant's name is here.
And is it expressly
Rashad
written?
Al-Hamid.
Is it expressly written that we have access to the arcane library?
Yes. The other guy who's there
Yes,
allows you
thank
to do
God.
that. So this is sort of like one of those things where we can do it as downtime, essentially, as a synopsis,
Yes.
or what do you guys want to do?
Okay,
so
that's
wait,
just me
I want
confirming.
clarification. So it's 400 gold in general or per person?
400 gold in person. As you guys are waiting there, the gold is brought out in a chest. There's a chest for each person. The gold coins are stamped with different denominations, from all over, like basically the world.
Guys, I could get so many spells.
The treasury has not been fired up locally, right? So the coins aren't like stamped with the king, right? But they're from all over the place.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Wow.
If someone
is
wants
good.
to make a history roll, they can.
I'll do it. I have a +7.
For maybe some of the coins and some of the history behind the coins.
I will give you advantage on it with my proficiency with it, and I will do guidance on you. Advantage and guidance.
Roll up,
go.
Arno. Arno's kicking ass. Got a
What? That's
+7.
2 3s.
Oh
motherfucker.
no, +4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look at
24.
him kicking ass.
Oh, that's an 11. Man,
Can't
that's
re-roll
great.
that one on that one.
Man, that's great.
you heard of a guy in the northern part of Barovia. It has a seal of like a crow on one of the coins. It must be from the Northern Kings. It's all there, guys.
Woohoo!
And also, a part of the letter is you guys going down to the Merchant Guild, and basically, it has this king seal on it, and you speaking with Rashid, and you guys basically get to pick your own slave.
Yes, we're gonna do that
it's
today.
Rashid from
Yeah.
Basal.
Oh my god.
Rashid Al-Hamid.
I'm
He's a
gonna
part of the
look
Merchant's
towards
Guild.
Accident.
So
Yeah,
here's the
but
thing:
where
is you
is
guys
he
get to.
from?
Let me just clarify. You guys can pick your own slave, so it's your own thing, right? If you want to pick your own slave or whatever.
I do have a question though.
What's your question?
Since they do involve with like obviously like slaves, like do they also involve illegal like pets as well? Possibly.
You'd have to speak with the Merchants Guild.
Okay.
If you don't want your slaves, I'll be happy to take them. That means more experimentation for me.
Like, this is an incredible amount of gold,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, this is great.
I mean, obviously, this is money that was either
Blood money.
confiscated, essentially, from the previous invaders, right? Because the orcs and the darkness that used to basically garrison this place, they used to like, the darkness would tax everyone. So, Dicilian, you were kind of right. Like, obviously, this money is not 100% clean.
Yeah, definitely. Well, since we're gonna have to wait for Isha now, I think it's time to do a bit of looking around, especially after the new job that we might be doing.
Let's
I think I
go
need
get our
some
slaves.
slaves. I need a new weapon as well.
I mean, I am very excited about this, but she just kind of looks around like, so you guys are going to stroll across town with a chest of gold in your hands?
I mean, I'm adjusting all of mine into my bags.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gold.
I'm actually returning this chest. I'm just removing the gold.
It's like, I mean, I'm just saying, maybe it is not a good idea to put target on our back for
I mean, you say
I'm
that.
saying
but
you guys are in the
all
waiting
this-
room right now. You guys are by yourself.
Okay.
They've actually taken you from the waiting room to another room in the palace
Okay.
where you guys are kind of more private because other people have issues with the king, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. But Cece's gonna put like the chest as a whole, and I guess just into her bag of holding.
Yep.
Or actually,
It's a part of the adventuring gears or containers, the chest is. So you can actually
Okay.
carry stuff. It's a container, right?
oh, awesome, cool.
I know D&D Beyond
my
has
God,
issues
what
with that. So the chest can hold 12 cubic feet or 300 pounds of gear.
Okay, 1 second. 12.
Huh.
So there is a chest as well, right?
We are actually private at this point, though, right?
You're
Yes.
totally private. You're in your own, essentially, quarters or whatever like that. It's like another room inside the palace.
So
Slash
once
castle.
I have everything adjusted over and the chest kind of off to the side, I'm gonna immediately just turn and say, "All right, that guy, he's not good.
No, and I thought you were bad, but
He faked the magic. He has something more going on in there."
yeah, something.
Yeah, that was the dark. I'm like certain that was like the darkness related thing.
There was he just
Yeah.
He just straight up had like a human knuckle finger in his necklace.
Yeah.
Like,
that is
something.
just even creepier
Are we going
than I
to
was
be here
imagining.
for a bit?
Something is
I
up
mean,
with the guards too.
The thing is, I need to come back because he has arcane knowledge here, and that genuinely could be helpful. But I'm not coming back alone.
Yeah.
Cece.
Well, if that's the case, I might have
you
to
know
come
what?
back anyway, since he wanted my family to help with the repairs of the city.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good point.
So maybe
You guys should come back together.
Yeah, so maybe we could come
Well,
back together.
I'm gonna be spending hours in a library transcribing arcane knowledge into a book. So,
Well, I mean, well, while you're doing that, I mean, could I be somewhere else, like in a workshop, perhaps, doing
I
my thing?
confess the whole purpose why I want someone there is after he brought it into my mind, I get the feeling like there's more going on here, and I'd prefer to be guarded.
I got you. All right, fine.
I am a very. I mean, we could bring others along, but I am a very fragile old man.
All right, fine. I mean, me and Capone, we can stay in the
Okay.
library with you. Maybe
Yeah.
there's good knowledge in the library for me.
That's the goal.
For me as well.
CC and Arno want to go to the library with Al Capone. What does everybody else want to do?
I just
well,
want to.
we should-
I want to get my slave first because he can
Oh,
help.
Yeah,
me
I was
yeah.
about to
We'll
say.
come back,
We,
we'll come
we
back.
all should get the slaves first because we only
Yeah.
have one letter of recommendation.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and
we should
I
be
would need that in
together.
order to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as we show that, hey, we're all a part of the recommendation letter, then they probably wouldn't need proof of it again next time.
Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah.
go see the merchant, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
let's
Where
go to
did
the
you say
merchant.
the merchant is from? Did you give a city that he's from?
We'll find out in a minute,
Just,
I guess.
just
Okay.
Let's go.
Exodus, do you want to do anything before we go?
Do we get one extra slave for Istra?
No.
No, we didn't.
We
We
did
didn't bring up
not.
Istra. We
Oh.
didn't bring
Bring
up
up
Istra, which
Oh, okay,
saved
okay,
our
okay.
asses when he was casting detect thoughts.
Got you. All right, cool.
I'm not going to be doing anything particular. I'm just kind of daydreaming at this point.
all the gold.
Just trying to mentally escape from the horrors of Zen. So you guys are, we're heading to the thing in the guard on the way that says, "So, how was your meeting?
Why?
Was it everything you imagined?"
Everything
enough.
in that and some.
Yeah.
I need to get detect thoughts. Holy shit. That spell is broken.
Well,
Yeah.
is anybody carrying like a chest of gold with them?
No.
Does everybody like
I'm
just
not.
put it in their backpacks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that what it
I
is?
got my
Yeah.
shit hidden.
He says, "Well, see you later."
Yeah.
Remember our faces. Some of
Also,
us will probably be back.
yes. Yes.
Try not to bring any big fucking eyeball creatures.
Speaking
Ideally,
of, we left
that
the
won't
heads
happen.
there,
Yeah.
right?
I can't
Yeah, we
promise
left the head
that.
with them.
Yeah, we'll
I
bring
do.
the
I
dragon
do
head
still have
next
two
time.
of their eyes. I do still have two of the eyes, but
Add it to your
That's
sheet
all
if
I
you
got.
want to.
oh no, I've
It's like
got
a
I've
monster
got all
bit.
my body parts. I've got all my all my bits written down in my inventory.
You guys look back as we're traveling down the mountain, you know, over the moat almost, like the bridge, whatever. You guys can see the sea crash up against the waves, against the impenetrable rock face. You guys
It could go really
make
bad.
your way through the busy city. It's about, I'm going to add about 30 minutes to the timer to make it to the shop. It's around 11 o'clock.
Nice. I'm gonna spend all day after this in that library. Oh my god, yes.
You guys are walking, and you guys are right outside of, let's pull it up, the Shaking Boulder. The name of this merchant's place, where basically you guys have been directed to. Are we going in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
What do we got?
I'm just trying to pull up some ambient music.
No, you're good. You're good.
Small little merchant enchanted shop or something like that. This is ASMR, so hopefully you guys won't go to sleep though.
Oh, boy. That would be bad.
I see Arno. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Hey.
You walk in, there's all kind of like doodads and just all types of stuff that's in here. I'm trying to figure out this merchant's personality a little bit. He, let me describe him what he looks like first. Pull him up. Bless you.
Excuse me.
He has like a turban on with black and white striped feathers It's a like teal turban. The rest of his garb is well done. That comes like robes that come down to a tassel with shoes that like point up. Definitely a foreigner. He has a goatee with the mustache that comes up to a twist, right up here, all brown. He must be in his like late 40s. Human. He says, "Well, hello. How may I help you?"
I'm gonna step aside for Adeline
Oh,
because she's currently holding the paper.
I just linked you a picture of what he actually looks like.
Oh my god. He's our Gilmore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes!
Oh, my good soul. I am Adeline Claymore, and we are the Dr. Vitals. We've just completed.
Well. Rich adventurers entering my establishment. What can I get you?
Why, and I flip out the paper. Just finished something of
Ooh.
importance for the king.
Oh, I see
And
that.
part
The
of our
King's
agreement
Seal.
Is
Incredible.
this?
Ooh. I do not know many that curry favor with the king as such. He takes the thing from you to like look at it. You give it to him?
Yeah. Yes, I push it forward to him.
Ooh, incredible. You push it across. I'm saying like his desk is like made of stone almost. Like maybe like some
Yes.
nice marble. Not like white marble, but maybe like a darker marble, right? The veins of it crack through. Valuable, of course. Oh my. Fetch me my glasses. He like gestures to a slave who like brings his glasses on a pillow. And he puts them up and he bridges on his nose, so he can read it. He's like, my eyes are not what they used to be.
Nor are mine.
You you see him skim it. He's like, impressive. Well, how can I help you? He hands the letter back to you.
We've been given for the things. Essentially a slave of our own age.
Of course, I read it. Shall we go see the slaves right now?
I think that would be fantastic.
Oh, wait
That
here.
sounds wonderful.
He says, wait here. And he like points to some like furniture, in the shop.
Take me a
I
little
guess
bit
like
to
people would
actually
like,
get on top of them.
there would be like dressing rooms almost, right, guys? Or there'd be like
Yeah.
places to
Probably.
sit down, right? Where people could
Yeah.
try out certain things and do that. And he comes back and he like, claps his hands a little bit and he, in a few minutes comes out and you see like a row of like, I want to say like a dozen slaves.
Yes! Let's go!
They all like look down. They all are branded, right?
If any
Yes.
of you don't want yours, give them to me.
He says, we
No,
will have
I'm-
to rebrand them, of course, and give them your sigil upon their face so they know who the owner is. Just in case, of course, they get lost.
Of course, of course.
Do you guys want to take your slave and describe what they look like? We'll start with Exodin, because he's just the
Oh,
first guy in
boy.
the camera.
I'm going to be picking one that looks like would probably just be thrown into the trash. So anyone that would basically be worthless.
Like an older woman?
There. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like a 50-year-old woman comes forward. She's like, I can cook and clean.
Yeah, that sure do.
She like, her hair is like tied back, in a bun. Like, think of like Grandma Mimi or something like, right? Something like that. What about you, sir? He looks over at Dicilian.
Well,
Which one
I'm
gets
not
your
much-
fancy?
I'm not in the much of variety for human slaves, but do you have more of like creatures at all? Stuff that aren't usually allowed in these areas.
What are you looking for?
There is one particular creature that doesn't come around here. It's called a cobra. And what a cobra is pretty much like a half like lizard, half like cobra.
Why
So,
would
like,
you
I can
need
show
something
you.
like that? Can it even be trained?
Something like that is a rare pet indeed. It is difficult to train, but it is not impossible.
Why do you need such a creature?
There's a deeper meaning behind it, but it's probably nothing that points to you.
Ah. How do I price such something? I would have to go and find this. The snakes of the desert in Hussad, probably. I'm guessing it would take a few weeks. We'd have to send out a shipment of some kind. He starts like doing the logistics in his head. And thinking about doing, I'd probably say a good down payment. What do you think?
Yeah, probably a bit cheaper, obviously, since it's behalf of the king.
Of course. What do you think a good payment would be, of course, to accomplish such a feat of bestialness?
Well, these creatures usually are more ponds and rivers, swampish-like areas, rather than deserts. But
swamps are dangerous.
I would say for after all the travels, but also the top of that being in favor of the king, how about 50 gold pieces?
Oh, no. That's not how it works. You just trade your slave for it. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
Your slave is worth much more than this rattlesnake. They would have to travel. The word would have to travel to Palthras Morass. They say a black dragon lives there. The forces of darkness apparently still occupy it, of course. So sending someone in there would be dangerous. But I would probably have to say at least another 100 gold on top of trading a slave in. And of course, that just covers my costs since you're a friend of the king.
Okay.
Are these favorable terms for you to travel halfway across the world to find a rattlesnake?
Yes. I'm fine with that.
He says, well, go right ahead. One of his other servants, he like gestures you to the table to go count out the gold.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give him
the gold, the 100 gold or whatever. And we'll just have to keep a mental note that basically it's going to take some time, and I'll make a D20 roll. Okay? I'll make a D20 roll in like a week. And what about you? Which slave catches your fancy, little one?
All right, let's go into detail now. What races do I have standing before me?
This is just a thing where you guys can do whatever you want.
Whatever I want, huh?
Yeah, there's a myriad of all different kinds of peoples, shapes, nationalities, everything.
Oh, man.
What is your name, Lord? As the woman asks, accident.
Not important.
She, looks down. Says, yes, master.
What about a hearty dwarven woman?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to call her a particular name?
I don't yet have a name, but I can come up with one soon enough.
You want a woman?
Let's flip a coin. I don't really care which gender. In all truth, just one that can...
Tell me what you want, buddy. Man or woman?
You know what? Let's go, man.
Okay. All right,
man.
This one is named Guthar. I'm sorry, Gilthar. Gilthar Greybeard. Step forward, slave. He steps forward. He's like,
Welcome to my service.
Yeah. He steps forward. He steps like sides to next to you. He steps next to you, I guess. You can pick out a picture for him if you want, okay?
Yes.
I'll link his name. Okay, there you go.
I own a slave.
He looks to Adeline Claymore. And you, milady?
Yes.
I would like
inventory slave.
I'm looking for either a water genasi or a half elf and sea elf. So anyone that
you have to make a D20 roll. It's pretty rare. You're asking for something kind of really specific. Genasis are pretty rare.
Yeah, I'm looking for something that is good with waddle.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll roll 50-50 now.
Yeah.
Below 50 is the sea elf. Higher than 50 is the Genasi. So roll it up.
Okay. Just
D20 roll.
Another D20.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
19.
So we said this was the Genasi, correct?
Yep.
So there's a water Genasi. Do you want to be a man or a woman?
I'm going to kill him and make him a thrall.
It is going to be I'm looking for a good picture to make a decision. It'll be a male water genasi.
What type of name do you want for him? We'll say he's Arabian because of reasons. This one is named as Basim.
Basim.
This is what his name is.
Hello, Basim.
He's
I
like,
think you would do nicely.
how old is he?
He is just on the other side of being
Feel free to link a
Like
picture.
a
How about that?
yeah, like someone who once did a lot of ship handling and stuff, and that was the main thing. He was on a lot of merchant ships and stuff because it's always good to have someone who can deal.
I
with
knew I
water
should have
and
paid
all
that debt off, he says. And he steps forward to
Oh,
Adeline.
don't worry, you walk fine with me.
Cece, he says, a new milady?
Is there anyone that is it possible to get a slave that might know how to heal?
A cleric?
would be
Just roll
amazing.
a d20. It's got to be a 20, though.
What do you mean?
It's got to be like
I mean,
a level 1 cleric.
In order for them to be a cleric, yeah.
Level 1.
Fuck.
Level, you got to roll a d20. It can happen.
If that existed, it would probably be sold to like a noble.
Shit.
Or just cost more.
Or like a
something like that.
youngish dwarven man.
That's
Come
yeah.
on, heart
Maybe
of
knows
the
medicine.
cards. No.
An Asimov who has
Something
healing
like that, yes,
hands.
exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
well,
that is
nice.
something just even too exotic for us, milady.
I mean, you find somebody
see.
who knows herbalism. Stuff like
Oh,
that.
true.
That's what these slaves are
Yeah.
just, for labor and so forth. You have to go to the clerics for that type of stuff.
Oh, could have
The
gotten a
clerics
lizard
of
man.
Mito
Fuck.
or Komis, something like that.
Shit, I could have gotten a lizard man. That would have been hilarious.
We have a Croxagore in our other game. So what type of slave do you want, Cece?
Sounds so wrong. What slave do you want today?
Right?
I want
Evil
all of them.
campaign.
Can you come back to me? Can you do the Cillian first?
We already did that, so you're the last one.
You're the
Cece.
last one, man.
Damn it.
Mrs.
All right.
Indecisive. Or do you want me to randomly
Man.
do it for you?
No, don't do that.
Okay, what do you want? Do you want what race do you want for starters?
Let's do.
I'm not gonna lie, I just looked through player races.
Yeah, I was looking through a player race.
You want a half orc?
No, can I get like a?
Ooh, that's pretty cool. Oh no, that could be great. That could be great versatility of getting different races, so you can ask them what does like that sign mean.
I mean, I would have loved a Goliath, but like that would be way too fucking big.
Nah.
That'd be fucking cool though.
That would be funny because I could ride on my Goliath's shoulders and be like, "Go!"
Yo, that would have been so amazing. You should have done that.
Kind of like in Mad Max.
Yeah. Hey,
Could I do?
can you just chuck me?
Are there elves
Yes.
or like?
Yep.
All right. So Cece's gonna go for
Most hottest elf there.
the hottest male elf there.
You want a hot
Yeah.
male
No,
elf?
of course.
Yep.
Hottest male elf there. All right, let's go.
Okay, there you go. You have to find a picture for him now.
I
Would've been
totally
funny
will. Give
Step
me a
forth,
squirtle.
Funny if
Artemis.
I chose a dragonborn, huh?
Yeah, I
That'd be
hope you don't
funny.
type hot.
I
slave
typed in
elf
a
your
name
search
for
history.
him, right? His name is Arnis.
Arnis. All right, okay. That's all
Ostrov.
good.
I think is how you say it. Ostrov. I'm
Ostrov.
so bad with names, guys. He steps forward and he's like, well, I understand your taste, Snub. I agree, he says. It is
As
okay
long
to
as-
dabble in various, appetites.
Yo, I could have gotten a minotaur.
As
Fuck.
long as you understand it, you know.
Of course, of course.
Later.
Well, of course I hear the jingle of coin. Is there anything else I can get for you, my lady?
Wait, you can pay him off now. I just realized that.
Yeah, you can go pay off your lady.
Oh, true. You're right. What do we? Is there any? Do we have any other business at the Merchants Guild?
I mean, I might ask if he has any spell scrolls and ink and paper, but like,
Yeah.
got
I want a
some,
weapon.
so-
Yeah. So actually, would you have some gear, armor, inventory for us to perhaps look at and shop around?
Well, of course, for the heroes of Hazel Hollow.
Yes.
What was your name again?
My name is
No,
Cece.
the name of the party.
oh,
The dark divide, right?
Yeah.
The Dark
Dark
Divide.
Dark Divide.
Just rolls right off the tongue.
Yes.
of course it does.
Perfect. Well,
Oh, I'm automatically making his voice too. Oops. Oops. Don't do that. Arno.
That's what I did too. I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's so like
yeah.
infectious.
Yeah, because it's suave and it's
Oh boy.
Be glad.
I want you as a
So
slave.
glad
what
I'm
do you
not.
what are
Be
you
glad I'm
asking?
not
So here's the
small.
thing, guys. This is like I've thought of ideas of like
Alright.
how to create merchants essentially, and they have this like inventory you can buy. Anything on the adventuring gear list is like automatic, right? And especially in a large city here. But like, you can ask for one thing specifically. I'll also roll a d6.
I'm
I'll tell you what I
currently
get.
looking for.
So
a
the D6
third level
I'm
spell
rolling.
scroll.
Yeah, the d6 is for how many just normal healing potions I have. I rolled a 6. So he has 6 healing potions of the lesser healing potions. Plus I'll roll a d4. He has one of the other greater healing potions. Right?
Mhm.
For now, since you're in favor with the king right now, he sells them for you at cost. Normally he would do a markup of like something between, 10 to 50%.
Nice.
So do you guys want to buy any healing potions for starters?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, how much does it cost?
The lesser healing potions, which he has 6 of, are 50 gold each.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
I will buy 2.
Okay, Adeline buys 2, mark it on your sheet, for 50 gold
Okay.
each.
I'll
This,
buy one.
Okay, Exodin buys 1. He
I'm
also has
gonna
one of
buy
the greater potions too, right? He has one of the greater ones. Let me see how much that one costs. Because I did roll a 6. Potion of greater healing. That one costs 200 gold. We can heal for a 20 hit points. And our the potions that heal for max. No roll needed. Okay, so
How much
anybody
was
else
it?
buying any? He has 3 left, plus the larger
Yeah.
one.
I said I was gonna buy one, a regular one.
Okay, you buy 1, that's 50 gold. CC?
CC will buy one of the regular ones.
Yes, so that's 50 gold.
Yep.
And you put it in your bag of holding. He says, well, impressive. The enchanters are starting to come out now that the darkness, of course, has been repressed.
Right.
As he sees you stuff this thing into like your, artificer stuff. Right?
Yes. If anything, I believe, we will be doing business with each other quite often, yes.
Of course,
Speaking
you're
of-
welcome. Any friend of the king is welcome here.
Hi, thank you.
Speaking of friendship,
To
You
come
saw a
back
pretty
after I check
bag,
the spells
right?
are there.
do you happen to have a bag that is similar in nature?
So
Actually,
here's
yeah,
how it
that is a
works.
question.
Adeline makes a roll now. She rolls a d20. We'll say it's a roll of 15 or higher.
I have a number of requests.
No.
So unfortunately,
It's a
it's
12.
like
There's
I can.
a couple of things.
Of course, the enchanters are starting to make their works. I could, of course, have it made for you. Is that something you're
I-
interested in?
Put that one me.
Well, I have to.
I-
An item such as this, I, of course, will have to charge a little extra. I hope you understand.
Someone
What
else like a
about,
business? Just out of curiosity, what would be the cost?
Oh, well, let's say 5,500.
Hmm. Maybe
And-
another time.
Purely out of curiosity for myself, how expensive would it be to make a smaller bag that could keep things cold?
Cold? A smaller bag?
Yes, I happen to carry meats around with me for special occasions, and I would hate to have them spoil.
Say something that could just hold 100 pounds. Well, I could just have you have another slave for that price. You could just carry
Yes,
this
but-
around.
It would need to keep things cold is the preference.
Ah.
So the meat doesn't spoil.
Well, that is
Essentially,
very
he's
interesting.
asking for a bag of colon.
Yes, I like that.
Because
I'm gonna
you
say
can carry around as many body parts as he wants with that thing.
2,000.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
And I do have a question. I would presume easily enough that you might have quarterstaffs around here, but do you have any that might be special? Or you might have like a thing like a Yiglawa, which is like a retractable blade that goes off the side of my hand.
Oh, such great artistry and magics are once long lost after the Great War. But I just might roll a d20. You have to, that's his Dicillian's roll. He gets to roll a 15 or higher. And the item is in stock.
I mean, I got 3.
15.
Of course, it's right here. Is this what you asked for?
Oh, yes, that's it.
I'm trying to do this guy with a little bit of Arabian accent, but it is what it is.
Okay.
He says, is this what you require? What is the exact name of the item? Retractable blade, right?
You look what? Yeah. Well, no, it's YK, like LWA.
Fuck.
I'm looking at so retractable blade is an ability. You can activate or expand any blade, or anything as an action.
Well, it said it was a common weapon.
Yep. What are you trying? What is it called?
Weapon.
Type it out in Discord. And you, milady, is there anything you require? He looks over at Adeline.
Well, I asked about the bag of holding.
Oh yeah, sorry. So Cece, is there anything you want?
Actually, would you be able to? Would I be able to sell some of the loot that we have picked up in our travels?
Of course, of course. Us traders can always buy and sell everything.
That would be amazing.
So you sell it at cost to them.
Okay.
So whatever it's listed as is cost, and you could just pull it out of your bag of holding, and his servants just come by and start picking it up, and they're just like putting gold out,
All right,
gold
cool.
and silver and copper. You just put it out in Discord, and if you need me to check a price for you, I can do that.
Okay, I'll figure that out later.
Yep, cool. And Arno, do you want to get anything?
I have
Exit in.
Ideally, depending on the price of each one, 3 spell scrolls I would like, as well as paper and ink. But I am currently looking for Galder's Tower, which is a
Tower
spell. Case, yes, Galder's Tower, which I adore.
I don't know if that's what spell is that from. Is this a new spell, bud?
It is from. Give me a moment.
Sounds like a funky spell.
It's a little funky. It lets you conjure a tower.
Yeah, sounds
the Lost
pretty
Laboratory of Qualish. You conjure. It's basically a much worse version of Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion because it doesn't have any protection on it, but it gives you like a home to stay.
Yeah, this is a homebrew spell, man.
Lost Laboratory of Qualish.
Yeah, I don't know what the source book is on that, so I don't have that.
That's because it's a eventual.
It's an Adventures League type thing.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I can go without. That does.
It's the one that like the ion stones come from.
I just don't have it in here. It's not. In other words, I didn't even pull it out of the 5e tools.
Yeah,
with all the resources.
Yeah.
So it's a very
that's old as shit. Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's
fine.
Arm blade Yiglawa. Okay, that's what it's called.
Arm blade.
So haste.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: the arm blade stuff, the Yiglawa, this thing that you're talking about. I don't know what the weapon classification of that is. Is it a club or what's the damage dice to it, and what's the damage type?
Damage is 1d8 and it's piercing, and it's magically attuned. So
yes.
So what it does, I shoot it out of my hand, and then it comes back.
Well, you just.
I think that might be a Warforged thing.
It's a it is kind of a Warforged thing. It's from Eberron. So let me take a look. The arm blade, as a bonus action, you can retract the arm blade into your forearm and it extends from there. While it's extended, use the weapon as if you're holding it, and you can't use that hand for any other purpose. Indeed. So, but basically, what I consider that is just to be an arm bar feature. So, but the actual item you're looking for. So, first of all, it costs 500 gold, right, to get an arm bar, something like with an arm blade in it. Okay, so yes, he does have it in stock, but you have to give him 500 gold.
Okay, I guess for another time. But do you have a quarterstaff though? I'm guessing.
But it
you
is in
have that,
stock.
right?
Well, a quarterstaff is just like common gear. You just
Mhm.
want like a
Do you have
regular
like any like?
quarterstaff? You want a
Do
magical
you have like any?
quarterstaff?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have to be good, like amazing. It could be like.
So here's the
something
thing:
that
you
is-
already rolled successfully. You get to roll again if you rolled successfully. So you have
Okay.
to roll another 15 or higher.
No.
Alright, what is my current?
So you have
Unfortunately,
regular
it does.
quarterstaff,
Yes,
so
regular
I'll take
quarterstaff.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool. And those are just, 2 silver. They're just like a stick, my man. Arno, what did you want now? Any other spells besides like super funky ones that I've never heard of?
Haste, Leomund's Tiny Hut, and Invisibility. Those are the 3 ones I'm mainly looking for. And I just want to know what those would come to.
Let's roll for haste. Let's roll for each one.
Okay.
I'll roll them for. Do you want me to roll or do you want to roll?
I mean,
I'll roll
Up
for
to you.
haste. I
All
rolled a 2, so that's not good. The other one is.
that's not there.
What's the other
Leomund's
one?
Tiny Hut.
He has that
Leomund's
one.
Tiny
In.
Hut. Okay.
What's the last one?
Invisibility.
He has that one as well.
Okay, I'd like Leomund's Tiny Hut, Invisibility.
So invisibility is a 2nd level spell.
Yeah.
It is 100 gold for that scroll.
And then Leomund's Tiny Hut is
It's a 2nd level spell as well, right?
it's 3rd.
Gold.
I basically want to copy it down for when I get to 5th level.
Yeah.
So we have some more form of safety at nights when we're traveling.
It's a 3rd level spell. Let me take a look.
Yes.
3rd level. I have the cost off on that wrong, right?
Yep.
I think it's 100 gold pieces per level. Let me take a look.
What do these spells do, Arno?
You see. You see.
I have it. He'll sell it to you for 100 as well because I have the price on
Okay.
it wrong. But
So I'll take.
it is what it is.
I will take.
So you still have to
Both of
successfully
those.
copy it over, which requires
Yes.
an Arcana roll.
Yes.
It's not
I
100%.
will. Oh, it's not. I thought it was.
No.
Oh.
I think it is.
As far as I knew, it was you take gold and time and you copy it over.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
It just takes a while per level
Yeah.
and money per level.
1 hour per level.
Yep, and then 10 gold per level. It's expensive as shit, but I can get
Double check the rules
basically
on that.
infinite
'Cause I
spell.
think he has to make a roll, even if he has
Let
the
me
scroll.
see.
Especially if he's trying to copy one that's up. I know if you're casting one above level, if you actually cast
Wizard.
it from the scroll, it requires an Arcana roll.
When you find a wizard spell of 1st level or higher, you can add it to your spellbook. If it is of a spell level you can prepare, and if you can spare the time to decipher and copy it. Copying that spell into your spellbook involves reproducing the basic spell. For each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces.
2 hours, my bad, per level.
Huh.
I thought it
I
was
always
1
thought
hour.
it was the other way. Yeah, I always thought it was 1 hour and 10 gold pieces. I've never noticed that.
So it requires a few more materials too. Do you want to buy those materials? How I use it in my world is it's called bending ink. You have to buy the bending ink to actually copy it over.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's the goal, is both those spells and whatever it would take to copy them in, as well as a few other spells should I come across them.
What other spells are you looking for?
Because I'm about to go to the...
So mark that on your
Arcane
sheet.
library.
You spent the
Okay,
200 gold, right?
so when
mark
you
that on your
copy
sheet.
from a spell scroll,
Am I
a
right?
spell is copied must succeed an Arcana check equal to 10 plus the spell level.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's not 100%.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
ever
then.
question me
That's
again. As
Well,
I am the
our problem
rules
is
lawyer
that-
king.
That is listed in spell scrolls, while the wizard thing does not talk about that. when
Here's the thing:
talking
is if
about
you copy it from
spells.
another spell book, there's no fail chance. I think because you can keep retrying it. The spell doesn't disintegrate or whatever, right?
Okay. that's
Anybody
fine.
else want anything from the merchant?
And then I
Yes,
just need
actually.
the stuff to copy
Thessalian?
over.
You already rolled
We'll pick that
unsuccessfully,
up.
so now there's nothing left, right?
Well, yeah. There's things that I probably most likely have. I just want a disguise
So here's the
kit,
thing: is you
a
could
forgery kit, and a herbalist kit.
yeah, you can buy those from him for sure.
Yeah, those are the only thing I want.
I think they're like 50 gold each, though.
They're 25. If disguise kit is 25, I'll look them up and tell you. Disguise is 25. Forgery is 15, so that's 40.
25 for that. Yeah, you're good. Yep, you got it. So you're getting the forgery. Are you taking a step to the evil side? What else does anybody want?
Can I look for
So
magical armor that's better than my current armor.
Did you already roll though for the bag of holding?
I did.
So
yeah, I forgot
you can.
about
Here's
that.
the thing: is he doesn't have it in stock. You can still request it, but then you have to put a payment down
Yeah, okay.
for him to get the
Yeah,
item
I'm
pulled in, right? Kind of some Xanathar stuff, right? Xanathar's guides. Kind of a little bit on this.
Yeah, I thought
Is
I
it-
got double the kits as well.
Are we just kind of wrapping up the session, guys?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spend the night or the rest of the day going up.
Where do you
Actually, no,
guys
I
want to
won't do that
go
today.
next adventure? Anywhere else?
I think we got to do the dragon.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gotta fight first. I want to punch things.
We can fight and then we can do.
You guys want to go to the
Yeah, we can do
arena?
that. Arno
Yeah,
will not be
probably.
participating in any arena fights, so that he could use that time to.
You don't
Yeah,
want
you
to.
and I
You
can
have
go-
to fight in the arena, Arno. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Well, do you? If you
Yes.
guys don't want to, it's kind of an all or nothing thing, guys. I don't want to run like a
All
2-hour
right,
fight
well-
or an hour fight without you guys all being there.
Oh, we have to go to
I
the.
I mean, fair enough.
guild.
Well, I mean, I guess
Guild.
if Arno really doesn't, then this is also downtime stuff too, right? So we've entered.
Yeah,
this
he's
time
just
of
he's
downtime.
super frail, so he's like, I don't know if I want to do this. Plus, it gives him plenty of time to copy down spells, which of note is what he's doing for the rest of today. Is
How
he's
about
going
how
to
about
attempt to
like
get
let's
both
make
of
it kind of
those.
cool. Let's give you guys basically a day of downtime, and in
Okay.
doing so, you can message me as your DM, or you can direct message me or write it out in the chat like of what you're doing over that day.
Okay.
And if we need to make rolls or do that, it's kind of like how they do play by post. You guys heard about this way of
Yeah.
playing D&D?
Yes.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
I
more of a
used to do
casual
it.
thing. And I'm assuming you guys all kind of get back that next morning or something, right? You guys probably don't do anything super dangerous, to get yourself in trouble. But you guys probably come back the next morning, right? Does that
Yeah,
sound cool?
that'll work.
That works.
That way you can do
Yeah.
stuff, and maybe we'll do, again, I'll try to role play stuff out if we need to through play by post in a way, I guess.
Okay.
Or Discord voice, whatever. If we really need to go that far. And you can always DM me, or you can just write it out. You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Cool. I'm glad you were able to show up,
Ian's
Cillian.
voice was couldn't be more pompous.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
And I love
Hey,
that
we
you
did
brought
it.
out the stick. I saw your stick.
The stick, yeah.
I
The stick.
I love the
I need to get
voice,
the
but I
props from
really hate at the same time. I really hate the voice and love it at the same time.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
I felt so uncomfortable.
The only
Oh,
other
boy.
thing I would want to do
Yeah, that was
in this
Man,
day
hold on.
before we take the downtime day, because I'm assuming we're gonna finish up this day, then there's the downtime day, and then
Yeah,
we
let
come
me
back to
let me tell you exactly kind of what's up. So today it is right now around noon. I'm going to give you guys a day and a half. So let's put the time. I'll put the time out here. So basically on the 8th, you guys will meet back at the giant bar.
perfect.
Okay. Sounds good.
I haven't done as a DM. I
before-
haven't done too much downtime stuff, so whatever.
Yeah. Before this day is up, I need to go into my sphere and talk to my guy.
Yeah, we should have. We need to do that. Should we do that
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, we can do
That's
that
your
now.
call.
Okay, let's do it now. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
What?
So I will go back to the Giants bar and I'll go back to my room.
Yeah.
After he thinks, I tell my guy to, you're standing guard outside the door.
The slave. Yes. What's
Yeah.
his name?
His name is,
He's from Husada again, right?
yeah, Bassam Al.
Of course, Midliti.
Just right there. And I go in, close the door,
Yeah.
sit on my bed, crisscross, put the bottle down, take a breath, and then go into it.
Sure.
And I open up my eyes, and in this room, this sort of circular round room, as if you're almost sitting in like a hemisphere almost. In the center, there's this sort of interesting pool of like the glowing teal water that is, in this
Yeah.
time, very turbulent this time, and the cushions are around.
A
This is
dribble drops. Wisps of air droplets form smoothly into a pale-skinned Asian man with slushing water for his irises. His hair is highlighted at the top and flows down to a blue deep water tips. So it's white on the top and flows down to blue water tips. Half of his breast is bare, exposed by his dark blue robes. Beads and adornments gracefully flow over his slender body. Almost well hidden are 2 black diamond-strung bracelets, which shuffle on his wrists while he gestures. I don't know what this guy sounds like, but I'll try my best. So you have come.
Hello, Emus. How have you been?
I am weak.
I've been doing as we promised.
Yes.
I've been making a name for ourselves. Gaining power and recognition. Just as I said I would.
Yes. I know you have. You've done well.
I would hope so.
We should go to my temple. North of here.
How much north?
Oh, you're so impatient.
I am always. You knew that when you signed with me. You knew that from the get-go. What do you expect when you sign a contract with a 17-year-old? You get impatience. I might be a little bit older now. You know, a little wise and learned. But at the same time, I'm still the same.
Come closer.
I lean in.
He kind of gets closer to you. His eyes, the irises slush water as his body moves. Right. And he says to you, he's like, in my temple, there is a scroll.
Mm.
We will be able to bind the other genie.
Mm.
From there, we will take the power and add it.
You know I love that. I'll put it on the list.
Sure.
Tell me all about it.
My power is limited, and I require more strength to hold this physical form.
You can go back in. I'll
That's
go in with you.
Let's go find it. And he reaches out and tries to touch your forehead. You let him.
And I will, in fact, lean in and put our foreheads together.
And he kind of embraces
Into
you,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And this feeling of water rushes. Basically the vision of this temple, you see where it's at. It's basically marked on the map if you want to go there. It's north of here 3 days. I haven't added it to the map, but it's there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the Temple of Emos, the Magnificent. Inside of the temple is a scroll. A scroll of genie binding.
My.
You open your eyes, and it's true. His physical form is weak. He's no longer there.
Emos, you've been holding back just a bit. But it's okay. A deal was a deal. Power, recognition, fame, my parents weeping and distraught. Everyone going, yeah, who cares about that? The gods mean nothing. I'm more powerful than them.
So it's another thing if you guys want to do, right? Cool?
Might not be forced, but we will get there. Don't worry, Emos. We will get there.
Yes.
I always spend the rest of my time that I have in the bottle sort of meditating, resting, and also I'm going to drop off some of my stuff that I keep with me
Cool.
because I can also store things in this room. I mean, I can only
I guess you can.
I can only access them once per long rest, but
Sure.
I can store things in here.
Kind of like
so
a bag of holding, right?
It's kind of like a bag of holding, but it's not as convenient.
I like
so,
it.
Where it's bigger.
Yeah, it is bigger. It can hold a lot of stuff, but I mean, I'm putting my extra armor, some other things in it and stuff like that.
Does anybody else want to do anything before we kind of bounce out?
No. It's only just gonna be
Okay.
like excited
Keep going.
that okay. So it's just gonna be
What you
excited
got?
because he acted like there was importance of getting that pet, but in reality, he just saw a kid from the sanctum have it one time and always wanted it. So he's just a giddy child at this point, just wanting a cool pet. Do you want?
It's on the way.
Traded a slave for a cool pet.
It's on the
Hell
way,
yeah,
buddy.
man. Do you want to know that
Damn
now, or you
straight.
still want to wait for that?
I'll do whatever you guys want. I'll stay around for another 15 minutes.
Yeah, because you said you wanted to roll for it for like the wait time, I guess.
It has to take a
So
week.
you-
We'll roll it in a week because the
Okay.
ship has to like travel across the sea.
Oh, that's what you're saying. So
Then
like,
they got to
each week
send
it's like
someone
a
over the
chance.
bridges. There's like a huge wall out there. It's called the bastion. There's like bastions out there. You have to go over the wall, go into the swamp, and gather this creature. So it's like they're sending other like
Yeah.
lower level adventurers to go out and do your work.
I just want
Yeah.
a cool pet.
It's like a quest for lobies, for the level ones.
Oh my god.
And this starts
Cece, do you want to
new
do
campaign
anything
for you.
with yeah, do you want to do anything with the Scarlet Wolves?
I mean, I feel
You want
like
to go see
we-
Alarian?
Yeah, but I feel like we were gonna go see.
You wanna go as a
Alarian
group?
together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But she is kind of like your boss.
Yeah.
I try to do the mafia thing like as it's a mafia. I don't know if it's like a cartoon style mafia kind of, I think how you kind of envision it maybe. But I'm like, I think about like the Sopranos, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, like I was trying to like figure out like basically how,
There's a lot we're thinking about, I think.
yeah, like basically how we're gonna do like the Thieves Guild. Is it like mafia style or is it like, you know,
So, yeah.
D&D Thieves Guild style, or is it like
The way I described
then
like Alarian is like
background?
what happened when she became a vampire. She unlocked the secret to vampirism, came back from
Okay.
Barovia, and she killed her husband, Vicious, and part of the ritual to become a vampire, and drank his blood.
Okay.
And that was kind of like what was on the gravestone. And she has started to consolidate the power of the Thieves Guild. But she is not like, they're not like a super present, and they're desperate for money. And she can't just like, she's not also like, you could tell like she's not super interested in like who is ruling Stormbrook, for instance.
Okay.
Unless they can like use him, you know, use Thomas to their means, right? Or basically
Yeah.
make him corrupt or something, right? And
Yeah.
Thomas has kind of come off as uncorruptible.
Yeah. And then so like so basically CC did like a blood pact with
So yeah,
Thieves
what it
Guild? Yeah.
is basically this is about control, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is about what better way to have a mob boss, you know, than be a vampire, than like bite you and basically make you a spawn of some kind. Or basically they command you. Because a spawn always has to listen to the vampire lord.
I see.
So like, you know, that way if you've already kind of stepped out of line and you've said to Alarian, I'm assuming you've said to her, no, I don't want to do it, but I'll help you, you know, for whatever
Yeah.
reasons that you joined the mafia to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Usually in the traditional mafia sense, it's like they're already a part of a family, you know? Right? They're like well-known that like, so they don't rat each other out. They're like, yeah, it's my cousin, right?
Yeah.
Where you're maybe, but you're like, you've proven yourself pretty good, I'm assuming, because you're like a capo in the organization, in this
Yeah.
fledgling organization known as the Scarlet Wolves.
Yeah.
But the next step, of course, is for you to,
Figure
you know,
out. Okay.
basically take the blood kiss, because that's the way you become like a full-fledged member of the mafia. Right?
I see. So
You're
then,
like-
so am I
Yeah, I
under
got
any contract to do this blood kiss?
This is all like, there's no like physical written contract. This is like, you've sworn
It's
like your
blood
life to them.
bond,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just like something like, in the mafia, they do it. They like burn a card and then they say like, you know, if I betray you, like, and that's what I was kind of telling you a little bit about. If I betray you, my soul will rot in hell. You know,
And I'm just like,
or if I
oh
become
God,
a
what?
rat, you know, they, you know, if I talk to the police or whatever, right? They like, you know,
So
they.
like, okay.
That's
guess,
kind.
like-
I don't know what your idea of the mafia was, but that's
Yeah.
my idea of the mafia. So it's like somewhere in between there is what it's like in our fantasy world.
Yes, yes.
So I don't know.
So I
Well,
guess, like-
it's kind of like this is sort of like one thing where you can just be like, maybe it's one of your character goals where you're like, I don't want to be in this shit anymore,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it could get pretty rough, right?
yeah. Okay. I guess like before next session, I'll try to figure out.
You'd have to
the,
bargain with a Larian.
Yeah. And I'll figure out like CC's backstory better, I guess, before then.
The way I think about it is like, you were like your family was probably pretty well off. You became refugees, came a long time ago to Stormbrook, settled
Yeah.
in, and you kind of scraped around, right? Do you have the urchin background? Or what was your
No,
background? Criminal
I have
something?
No, I have the urban.
Bounty hunter.
Yeah, urban bounty hunter background.
So I mean, yeah, you're like kind of a hitman in a way, right?
Let's see. Like
You're kind of
like,
a soul. You were kind of a soldier, right? And I'm assuming you were with other thieves guilds, and then like Ilarion just like kind of, aka, absorbed you into her organization, and just saw that you probably had talent and done that way. Now all the other gaps, like, are your parents alive? Or do you have any brothers and sisters? That's all on you, really.
Yeah, so I'll figure that
Now
out.
you trained as probably from a young girl up, you know, from the
yeah.
gnomes that are in here. Now Stormbrook does have gnomes. They do have
Okay.
Yeah,
tinkerers
go.
shops. See you later, bud.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye.
See you
I also
guys.
might have to
Bye.
leave now.
See ya.
See you
Bye,
guys. So do you want to roll on to see if you repair your guns right now?
Yeah.
So I think you just add your proficiency, right? Bonus on the misfire
Uh,
chart. Let me take a look here.
Yeah. I was attempting to like replace with the Exandria pistol like we were talking about too, but
Yeah.
like I'm having to figure that out on D&D Beyond.
Well, they have
Um,
several different pistol types. Let me take a
Yeah.
look here. So
And then
it's under
also-
pistols. So if
So many
you
spells.
have to use your tinkles tool. The DC is, so the misfire and the pistols is 1. So the misfire check is 8 plus the misfire score. So the DC would be 9 to repair the firearm. If you
Okay.
so roll that now for each gun. So this is the first one. This is kind of a part of the downtime thing, right? So roll that as a
Okay.
D20 roll. And so you make since you're proficient in Tinker's tools, you add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So roll the D20
called?
plus your proficiency bonus.
No,
That's
Adeline was
intellectual
supposed to do. Adeline was supposed to give me guidance when I was repairing it as well.
Yeah, just add a D4. That sounds
Okay,
good.
Cool.
hmm
So hold on. How do I?
Hmm.
D20.
I don't think she can help you. Like if someone else in the party was proficient in Tinker's tools, I think Arno actually could, because gnomes are proficient in Tinker's tools, correct?
Not my gnome, no.
Okay, because you're the hill
I
gnome
am
or
a
whatever.
I am a forest gnome, not a hill
Okay.
gnome. Yeah.
Okay, so
It's hard for me to
proficiency
remember all
bonus
that.
is +2.
So for the first one, you rolled an 11. That
Plus
passes.
2.
That passes, right? And the second one, you rolled a 16. That passes as well, right?
Yeah.
Because the DC was 9. So you passed it. Both of your guns are now repaired.
Okay.
Hey, let's go.
Oh my god.
Now, it doesn't even, let me try to say this. Like, as far as it, I'm going to say it just takes like a minute or so to do it.
Okay.
But I know that there's
Yeah.
abilities like the gunsmith. I don't know if artificers can do it, but there's like, I know the gunsmith, which is a part of the critical fighter class, subclass.
Mhm.
They get like special abilities where they can like just do it in the same round as a reaction.
Yeah.
As a higher level gunsmith. That was from Percy, right? From Critical Role.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
So both of your guns are now repaired, so you can use your guns again. Okay.
Hooray. So like, do I need to like pay?
No, because you
I mean-
repaired them. And let me
Okay,
take a
okay.
look. If you
Because
so what happens is if you fail that check,
Yeah.
the guns,
okay.
then you need to do them with half the cost of the gun.
Okay.
which is they're
Wait,
150
fourth.
gold each, and I think it's half the cost, right?
It's a
So
fourth.
75.
A
A
fourth?
fourth of the a fourth of the cost.
So 1/4 times 150 would be the cost that it would take to repair. So they're not cheap,
Okay.
and then you have to go buy the parts. Like, so you actually have to go
Yeah.
into town, talk to the gnomes or a gnome, and get it. Now, if you
Okay.
want to just like buy a bunch of random parts, just in case you're like out adventuring, I'd probably say 100
Yeah.
gold. Like, you could get like a lot of different parts. That way you wouldn't have to do it in the town. Do you want to spend 100 gold and do that? Because it's almost the price of a whole new gun, you know what I mean?
You'd have spare parts. That
Yeah.
could come in useful, though.
Like, say
Yeah,
if
it
it
could be
jams like out in the dungeon and then you fail this roll.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend the money?
Okay, so like, so
100
that would
gold.
be but that would be enough resources for me to just like whenever I can.
We'll say for 2 misfire checks to repair 2 guns.
2 guns. So that's
Yeah, 2
50,
guns repairing.
50. Wait,
Do you understand?
About.
wait. So it was 1/4 of 150 to
Yeah.
repair.
So half is
150
75, so you're spending 25 gold over that.
37.5.
Yeah, you're just spending 25 gold over the amount, right? I said 100 gold.
Well, yeah, because they're definitely going to mark up the prices, too.
Let me take a look here. Let me run the math.
We'll see.
That's what I do on my
No, no,
Excel
no.
sheet. You don't want to do it?
No,
Okay.
like because that's expensive. And
It
I
is a
mean,
little bit. It's about 30 more gold expensive. That's correct.
Yeah. So no, I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather just like
Okay.
mend it myself once I have the parts, like at a city or something like that.
Okay, cool. You never know. The dice can be cruel.
This is true, but I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Do you have anything you want to say, Arno?
I mean, I just want to learn that invisibility scroll, and that's it.
Oh, let's
That's
make the
my
rolls
goal
on
for
it.
the day.
Roll. So you just want to? You have invisibility and haste, or you just bought the invisibility scroll?
I got invisibility
And
and
Lehman's Tiny Hut, right?
Lehman's Tiny Hut. I can't learn the Lehman's Tiny Hut until I level up,
Okay.
because I technically can't prepare 3rd level spells yet. But I could do the invisibility, so I'm going to. Please, yes, I got it.
Yeah.
That's a 21.
So it's in your book now.
Yes.
So now
Okay,
you
that's
can.
Great.
So for our next session too, when we start, you can also prepare it. You wanted to go to that? We'll role play that out in Discord when you go to the library.
Okay.
And then you
Perfect,
can
because
also.
That's a whole
So
thing.
here's the thing about the library is it's probably like a pretty. It's not the
It's-
greatest
yes.
library in the world, but like again, we just make a D20 roll or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And if you want
Yeah.
to think of subjects and you want to ask questions, it's kind of like you're going through the tomes for the day, right? And like
Oh yeah.
researching.
Oh yeah. That's his. All of tomorrow is going to be spent just in tomes. He's going there. He's going into the library and he's just immersing himself. Because apparently his library is gone.
Why don't you make a D20 roll?
Okay.
Let's just make a D20 roll to see what type of spells are in there too. If you want to copy more spells. I'm thinking like 1st level spells and stuff.
Whew, 14.
Yeah, like I'm gonna
Could be
say
worse.
like what you hear about, the castle and the king, like he's a wizard. And he's gathered arcane stuff and has been put in the library. And of course, he read your mind in a way, right?
Oh, he did.
So he kind of can tell, like, that you're kind of on his side, right?
A little
And
bit,
so,
yeah.
like, he allows you to copy over, like, cantrips and 1st level spells.
Yes.
But you need to actually provide the bending ink to do so. Meaning
That's
you need
fine.
to spend the resources to do that. And you get that
That's
bending
fine.
ink from the guy, the merchant guy, right?
Yes.
So that's
That is
something
more
you
than
can
fine.
calculate out, and you can just put it in Discord and be like, hey, I want to copy this spell. And again,
Perfect.
you would have to make the roll, right? It still requires... Oh, I'm sorry, these are from books.
These are from books, so I wouldn't have
So
to roll.
no
Yeah.
roll
It still
required.
costs the money.
No,
but
how?
yes.
So here's how it actually works out of the book. You still have to make the
Okay.
roll. If you fail the roll, you use the resource. So it could get
Okay.
expensive, right?
Yeah.
But there's
Being a wizard is crazy expensive.
But the the book spell does not go away, so you could retry it with more
Okay.
resources, right?
Okay.
Sound good? So that gives you some.
Yeah.
So that's any cantrip and any
I've got my
first
hat,
level
I'm not
spell.
too worried about cantrip, but first level spells noted. I'll
Yeah,
look
but you
for
could
any that
add
might be
cantrips if you
used.
want to, right? Cool.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Exodin,
I
you want
might-
to kind of tell me anything, or are you just kind of enjoying the thing, man?
Both. I got a couple questions. Shit. I need to go back.
Thinking alarm.
I might
clock.
have to create like a custom item in D&D Beyond for the pistol because
It should be there because this was taken. I
it's-
just took it from the Critical Role thing.
yeah, no, but the problem is it's not letting me infuse it with my artificer thing because it's missing the
That's just the way
ammuni-
D&D Beyond is, though, man.
yeah, ammunition property. But like you can fix it. So like I can like you can custom make an item and like just copy paste like exactly how it is. All I need to do is just add the ammunition property so that in the back code the software knows what to do. So I couldn't do that.
It's a homebrew solution, right? You're talking about a little bit.
A little bit,
Gotta
yeah.
make a
just,
homebrew
like,
item. It's not something
Sorta.
that we really, because they don't even. I don't think even D&D Beyond doesn't even possess a targeting system, so you can't even target the creature. So to you actually use your ammunition. So it's kind of like here. You see what I'm saying?
It just needs the
You
yeah,
just
but
you
the
just kind of have to
item-
do it yourself.
No, but the item needs the ammunition property, like as a tag, to be able to infuse,
Okay.
to be infused with the artificer
Yeah.
skill.
If you need to make the
So-
homebrew item, like for
Okay.
instance, some of the dark gifts and stuff, they created these feats for. A lot of like people
Yeah.
with D&D Beyond to try to do a lot of homebrew stuff. They just kind of hack it, or if you want to say, like they'll add the feats to it.
Basically, yeah. But then also,
Well, I want to go to Exodin real quick. What does Exodin want to do?
oh, sorry.
So I would like to get a few potions, and also you said we could